guys. It's dark out there. You find your seats? All right. Don't grab someone next to you just because it's dark. I want you behaving. You're my future leaders out there. All right, have a seat there. We're going to get started. It's going to be a great afternoon. We've never done this before. So we've done Diamond Days in Florida, but we haven't taken it on the road. So you'll be able to say you were at the first one. Hey, Zach, where's Zach? What was that first number you told me? Wow, there were 16 new people went presidential this last month. And four went ambassador. See, the world said summer is slow and things won't happen, and at work said, I'm so proud of you guys. I was telling the Leadership Council yesterday, summer, when I was coaching, you had two-a-days. And you had two-a-days leading up to the season. And two-a-days were never fun, but you had to do them to get ready for the season. And that's the way summer is. Summer is, kids are home, there's a lot of distractions, but we said this year, no excuses, summer. And, there's presidentials, ambassadors saying, no excuses. How many are a new diamond? First-time diamond this month. How about double diamond? Other companies, hey, summer's tough, we'll just wait. But what happens is if you don't fight through it, you've got no momentum at the end of summer as we go into fall here, and we always take a nice jump, you don't have the momentum. We have the momentum. You guys did the work. You did the two-a-days. Now we're getting ready for the season. And I'm telling you guys, I'm so excited. Many of you in here, just going diamond, double diamond, triple. You're our future leadership. And I'm so excited just to have you on the team and your place here with It Works. We started this year with One Team, One Missions. We talked about the It Works way. Some of you, what is this It Works way? Is it just finding your way to the meeting? No, it's a lot bigger than that. The It Works way is we really believe in One Team, One Mission. We believe if you're a blessing, you'll get blessed. We believe that the more we help others, the more that returns back. And it's layered leadership. And we're going to talk about that today. I'm really excited about what we have and what we're doing. You're going to learn about the 3 R's. I was a teacher for many years. And I couldn't, the way I speak English, it made sense to me, 3 R's. But it was arithmetic, reading, and writing. Wow, how do we get 3 R's? Writing? So I spell writing R-I-D-I-G, I guess. But our 3 R's here at It Works is revenue, retention, and recognition. If what your action is doing does not involve one of those 3, you shouldn't be doing it. And we're going to talk about that today. You're going to get a lot of stuff in the next few hours. We're going to talk about compensation. You get to diamond and above, I say it's the license to make money. And we're going to dig in a little bit and let you see that whole world. Doug Nooney's here, our CFO, will be talking about that. And then we're going to have a segment on our software conversion. And I'm really excited what this last week did for us. And big Chris Burns is here today, Mr. Burnsy. And he's going to go through, and when he comes out, we're going to give him a standing O. I don't think he slept in the last 10 days. But what that gives us a position for international, for apps in the future. How about people being able to roll easy instead of the old system where we kind of beat them up and find out if they really want to be part of the company. We hardly let them get in. So it's exciting what we have. We'll lay that out to you. You're going to get to hear from Pam just on keeping it simple and really building your business. And Mike will be out here for a little bit. So we've got a lot of good stuff today. And I'm just really excited about it. I was reading this before I came up here. They did a research of entrepreneurs and people that start a business and have high success. And the results showed it's not a high IQ, it's a high level of grit. And there's nobody in this room that got to where you're sitting today without grit. And grit is just getting it done. If last month you said, I'm getting a good bonus, you had the grit to say, I'm going to work at this until I get it done. If it was getting your good bonus, reset. How many this month for the first time got their good bonus? That's awesome. Wow. That is awesome. I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, what we have a chance to do with this company is historic. Helping people get out of debt, giving people control of their life again. And the other thing I really like is this is our company. And I've been saying this for a long time. It's like the Frank Sinatra of the industry. We get to do it our way. I remember when I was coaching, the last year I was coaching, we used to, before we went out of the locker room, always have prayer. And they came in and said, hey, Mark, can't do that. My favorite movie was Hoosiers. They did it on Hoosiers. And I'm like, what? And they said, you can do a moment of silence. You know, and it was like, wait a minute. We built our country, our nation on principles, and all this stuff changes. What I love about having our own company is we do it our way. And you're going to see that all weekend. But I've got, we're going to introduce tomorrow, Saturday, two new Black Diamonds. But I've asked one of our Black Diamonds to come up here with, happens to be my daughter. So Cammie, will you join me up here? And quite a bit of our leadership team, we've been talking about leadership. And, you know, the world is lacking in leadership right now. It's lacking in integrity. You know, people, they're waiting when you have great success, they're just waiting to see what you do to screw up or what you do to fall. So we got a lot of eyes on us over here at It Works as we're leading this industry. But I'm excited because we're up to the task. And how that happens is not just saying we got it. It's us working together. It's being vulnerable with each other. It's being transparent. And we're going to be doing some things here in the future. We've been talking about some books that we want to get and do some small groups. Do some, when I say small groups, not to scare, but to connect. And make sure with leadership that, you know, leadership is not a position that you attain by just promoting. It's actions that you do every day. It's the way you handle situations. It's the way you handle yourself. And we're really gonna spend more time. I'm excited about that. I think It Works can change the world out there. We got Give Back tomorrow, and we're gonna be talking about giving back. But I think we can even do more as far as just leadership, the way we handle ourselves, and the way we grow this company. So I asked Cammie to come out here, and Cammie, you were tell a little bit who John Maxwell there.
I honestly don't know a lot about John Maxwell, but I like that he is a Christian, and I like that he's a leader, and I like that he just is passionate about helping people change lives, and I think that's what we're about. So I know you know a lot more about him. You've met him and hung out with him. I have not.
He spent his whole life researching and writing on, I would say, the most books written on leadership of anyone, and spent his life just studying it. So John's a tremendous, he's worked with a lot of companies, a lot of people, and I think he's very wise, and his foundation is ground leaf principled. So you saw one that you loved, and go ahead and give the title and go ahead and go through it.
Okay. It was so interesting because Dan and I were talking about doing a little bit up here on leadership because I'm with him. I just, you know, our company it's growing such to big, you know, we're just getting so big. And flat out, if we don't have these diamonds, doubles, triples, presidentials, and ambassadors, and black diamonds all coming together to really create this big movement that we think is happening, I don't think we've even scratched the surface yet. But I really believe that whether you realize it or not, diamond is the foundational position in this company. And you are a leader, and you are impacting so many lives. You have no probably even comprehension. And if you don't know that yet and you're here today, you are an It Works Global rock star leader, and we need you to take this to a whole nother level. So
wait a minute, I'm sorry, I gotta stop you. When you're on stage, if you stand like that, you're in trouble.
Level!
All right. Let's help for a little bit. You ready? Level! All right, now we're ready.
this the other day, and I read it to my leadership team on the call, and when Dad and I were talking, I was like, oh my gosh. He wrote a leadership devotional called Diamonds in the Rough. And I thought, does that sound like it's for our company or what? So, let me go ahead and try to juggle all this stuff. I guess the next position we get our own microphones like connected to our head, maybe. Okay, so in 1 Corinthians 12 it says, in fact, some parts of the body that seem weakest and least important are actually the most necessary. And I was thinking, I don't know if you're a diamond in this room, and wondered if we noticed, we need you. You are the foundation and the catalyst for what is about to happen with It Works Global. And so it is so important that you understand the responsibility that your position, I mean, a lot of you honestly might not even be a leader yet, but the fact that you have a diamond title is now you have responsibility. And so let me just read this to you real quick because I thought it was awesome. It says, Scripture says that every person in the body of Christ has both value and purpose. So how do the people who are often undervalued by society find the hope, direction, and encouragement they need to fulfill their God-given destinies? Does that sound like our company or what?
Like us.
And it's the answer often comes from leadership. And one of the reasons God has put leaders in the church, I think the leaders in It Works, is to help every person find his or her place. And I sometimes think of it as finding and polishing hidden gems. Leaders are meant to help others become the people God created them to be. And they are called to discover hidden, encourage the uncertain, develop the untrained, and empower the powerless. They are gifted to mine the gems. Never forget that Jesus looked at an impulsive, uneducated fisherman named Simon and saw a diamond in the rough. Jesus even called him Peter the Rock. I wondered how many of us in here still feel unqualified to the position that we're in. And yet, just as Jesus sees potential in you, if you are a leader, he wants you to find and develop the potential in others. Not just the ones that are performing, but see the potential. And I was thinking about, so I just really was thinking, the more I prayed this morning, Dad, the more I felt like the Lord was talking about how set apart he wants this group to be. And I'm going to get emotional because we have such a responsibility and so many people are looking up to us. And if you think this is crazy, wait till they open those doors at 7 o'clock tonight and you see the masses come in here. And before I'd like to just pray for us today as we get started, but before I do that, I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of what I mean by set apart. You might think, well, what do you mean by that? Well, I think set apart means leaders of It Works are infectious. I think we are absolutely infectious, and people don't even care about the rap sometimes, they just want to hang out with our people, right? You know what I'm saying? So what do infectious, set-apart leaders do? They take care of the troops. That's where we do the hugging and kissing. The minute we go out this door, we are going to make those people that are here this weekend that invested time and money feel like this was the best decision, second to accepting the Lord, that they've ever made in their life, right? And I think what are infectious leaders? We're executors. We're not just planners and preparers, but we lead by example. We put it into action. We develop ourselves. We prioritize personal development. It's definitely a responsibility, and I don't know about you, but I've learned so much, and the more I learn, the more I realize I have so much to learn. And I think that as we learn more and we realize there's so much to learn, it keeps us humble. And I believe that we, as we clothe ourselves with humility and continue to build with this one team, one mission mindset, the world has never seen anything like that. They say we're going to implode. And I say, watch out, world, because It Works leaders are set apart and we're infectious. So,
all right. I like it.
I think I'm over my time. If you would just grab the hand of the person next to you, I just want to pray real quick. And I think, what a great way to start this time. So, thank you, Lord, for this time that you've set apart for us to learn and grow together. I know that every person here is here for a purpose. You can do anything, God, and nothing can stop you. So everyone in this room is here for a reason. And you did not give us a spirit of fear, but you gave us a spirit of power, love, and self-discipline, and we cling to that promise. Lord, more than anything else, we're servant leaders, but we're courageous leaders. And you told us to be strong and courageous, and you are there with us. I pray that you would clothe us with humility today. Give us your eyes to see only what you can see in the people that you placed in our path. And show us your love today, Lord. Live your life through us. Amen.
Amen. Hey, we get to do that, right? Hopefully that doesn't offend you, but the greatest thing is that it offended me in the locker room when they said I couldn't do it, and we have our own company, and we get to do it. So high five someone next to you and say, we're going to do it our way, our way. And leadership is not something we're going to decide, we've got some stuff we're going to be doing, we're going to be intentional, but it's not something we look at down the road. Leadership starts now. And right now, the next 3 hours, we're going to pour it into you. So glad you're here. So glad that we got this time, and we're counting on you guys. We have a responsibility, and a lot of people out there counting on us. So we want to start today, and it's my privilege to get to introduce our next person here. I always call her the Queen of It Works, but Pam has been our road warrior. She's been out there 12 years in the trenches, working. When some of you say, I'm tired, I'm like, man, you need to talk to the Energized Bunny, because 12 years and she's not tired. She's more inspired than ever. So let's get on our feet and give a great welcome to our queen. Hands up! Woo!
Less than 6 months. Please stand up. I want to know who we have out here. Less than 6 months. Wow. How about 6 months to a year? 6 months to a year. How about a year to 2 years? Oh, they've allowed us so far. How about 2 to 3? A lot of ambassadors just stood up. 4 to 5? Okay. 5 to 6? Carla? Okay, 5 to 6. Anybody 6 plus? All right, we've got a young group here. This is diamond time. How does it feel to be a diamond? Okay, you all have a huge responsibility. Huge. So now you all have to start carrying the Blitz card this big. Who would do that? I love showing up in a new city. It doesn't take long to start to feel at home. When you're having lunch and you see Tiffany and Nolan Passett carrying their suitcase, wearing their black, green, and bling, you haven't been in town more than a couple minutes. And then you start, it's like Dave and I love college football, and we would go to football games in different cities and we would see the colors. And that's how I feel. We've got one team, one mission with our black, green, and bling. So I want to welcome all of you to Diamond Time. You deserve to be here. It is a big honor for you to be here. I want you to just look around the room and make sure you get to meet each other. And with that responsibility of being diamond and above, our mission is for all of us to follow the same formats, to be in alignment on the tools that we have, because we are going global. If you have not noticed that already, this is bigger than being in Seattle. Would you be in agreement with that?
Yes.
It's bigger than your city. Mark will be announcing more openings in different countries as the year progresses and next year. And we've got to be able to build a global business while being in our hometown, working from our computer, working from our phone. And in order to do that, we've got to come together with our tools. And you will always hear me for the last 12 years, and for the next 12 years, I will be teaching the same thing. And that are a few simple tools, such as blitzing, the party pad, steps to success. I love to see ambassadors and Black Diamonds print off a steps to success hand a worksheet and start to fill that out as each month goes by. Have you noticed that? Who's noticed that? Who feels, let's be honest with each other because we are leaders, who feels that they still don't quite get it? Anyone feel that way? Let's be honest, that you still don't quite get it. Still don't quite get it. Triple? Presidential. I can't really see who that is. Oh, yeah. Still don't quite get it. A presidential diamond. Let's give it up for him for saying that he still doesn't quite get it. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to come together and we're going to get it. And we're going to teach our teams. And this is going to take it to such a simple level for you. When you see something like the Blitz card, you know, as you become a diamond, you start to feel like maybe you've talked to your warm market. Do you feel like that? That you've already talked to your warm market and they're not in, are they? They're still not in. Isn't that crazy? Here you are, diamond, some of you earning the good bonus, but they're still not in. You know, I have friends that I've had for 30 years. We've raised our children together. Adam's 29, Kay is almost 26. So we've been raising children together for a little over 30 years. And these are good friends. Do you know that they just came on board this year? This year, because their children joined under Kay. Yeah, their kids joined under Kay, and their kids started making more money than them. So they go, wow, you know, maybe we should look at this crazy rap thing. And so it has no reflection on me and no reflection on my belief. It was just them. So we've got to understand that as we progress through diamond, double diamond, triple, you want to still be here because your friends 10 years from now, because you're going to be on this stage making millionaire income, right? You're going to be on this stage and they're going to want to come in your business. So we're going to take blitzing to another level. We're going to teach our teams. Don't assume that they can watch a blitzing video or you can tell them to put your shirt on and wear your black, green, and bling and here's your blitz cards and just go on out and give them out because they won't do it. Who is afraid of blitzing? A better question, who's still afraid of blitzing? Oh, look at the middle here. Stand up if you're afraid of blitzing. Oh, we've got some work to do.
You guys aren't afraid of blitz? Oh, that's so much
Wow.
fun.
Do you feel better now?
That's awesome.
Okay, who loves blitzing? Stand up if you love the blitz. All right, I love the blitz. You know why? I treat it like a game. I try to go out, and the less I say, I mean, sometimes I don't even want to say anything. I remember being with Tina. I see Tina here, and Tina said, Pam, you don't say much. I said, I just don't want the questions. Right? Just don't want the questions. And if I love Carla, she goes, yep. Are botanicals in it? Yep. She's come a long way. She used to tell them, and she could say the big words. What I love about it is as you go out, you don't need to know everything. But as you go out, the questions start to come, and the only way you're going to learn the questions is as you go out. This is what we have to teach each other. So team up, go together, take your new people with you. And you simply do a couple of things. And I love the Blitz card. I can't talk about it works without a Blitz card. Do you feel the same way? It's too difficult, isn't it? And I call it not having a brain cell for the product.
That's good. Okay.
See, they don't know how to visualize it. You can say the word skincare, and you understand that, right? You can say greens, and you kind of get it. You can say that crazy rap thing, and they're what? And they're still saying what? You know, we went out for the last couple days here with several of you, blitzing along the way, and this town is wide open. Seattle is wide open. And don't you love that? And here we are, going to be 3,000 strong this weekend. So what you do is simply utilize the tool to do the work. If you will teach everyone on your team to utilize all the tools that we have to do the work, you will build such a strong business. This is what it is, and this is what it does. Now, can you imagine, now that you're Diamond, you have at least 20 plus people on your team. Some of you have 20,000+ people on your team. If you've got more than 20,000 people on your team, stand up.
20,000.
20,000. Okay, can you look at the math on this? If everyone on their team would hand out one card and say, this is what it is and this is what it does, one a day, how many cards would go out? 20,000. Is that a game changer? If everyone would do that, then the next day, another 20, and the next day, another 20. And they can even be a stealth blitzer and just drop them on the ground. But you've got to do it too. So show yourself out blitzing. You know, I watch a lot of you on Facebook, and I see Jamie all the time. Jamie's out blitzing all the time. I mean, I love it. Angus is out blitzing all the time. I see a lot of you just out with that big smile on, blitzing all the time. I mean, for these guys to be able to do it, come on, we can step up and do it too. The only way anything in life gets comfortable is by doing it. The only way. So someone asks you, what's it works? What does that mean? How can you change my life? I never say a word until I go get a card, and I may have to walk clear across the room to get it. Because I know that I have a potential distributor in front of me, don't you? See, they're all potentially good distributors. We just kind of ruin them, don't we? We just kind of ruin them by saying way too much. So everyone that's in your path, every single person, via Facebook, text, phone, email, in person, is a potential distributor. So we want to set them up right for business. So when they say, what's that mean? I simply bring out a blitz card and I introduce our product this way. Oh, we have this crazy wrap thing. This is what it looks like. Here are all the places that you can put it. Here's another objection. Typically, they're thinking it's expensive, right? Aren't wraps typically expensive, over $100? Well, we get it right up front. It's $25. Now, I want you to also look at this number. You know, as I travel, I hear some of you are selling them for $30, $40, or $50. Now, I want you to understand something. You're actually taking money away when you do that. Now, you might make an extra $5 or $10 that day, you personally, but if your team is emulating that throughout those many, many levels, they're going to be selling less wraps, which means less volume in your organization. Aren't you in agreement on that? What we want to do is make sure that everyone, again, follows the card. Now, and I know some of you are making them. Do not make your own blitz cards. Do not make your own. You are leaders now. You are not cash poor. You are not in the tool business. We are. If you're building a global business and you're building your own tools and they can't get their hands on them, you have to wait, you have to ship them to them where they could have gone in and ordered them, you're hurting yourself. You are not going to build a global business. Get out of the t-shirt business. Get out of the Blitz card business. That's not your job. Not your job. We want to build a global business. Just because some things work doesn't mean they duplicate. It's very important. You know, advertising works, but it doesn't duplicate because it's expensive. Blitz cards work and they duplicate. Anyone can do them. So you take the objection of the cost right out, and you can tell them that they can have a party. They can try it for free. Well, what does it do? Well, this is what it does. And then you go silent. The first one that talks again loses. On an airplane, I sat there for 10 minutes while a woman looked at the front of the card. For 10 minutes, and I'm like reading a book, brushing my teeth, combing my hair. I mean, for 10 minutes, and I didn't say a word, and I'm like, gosh, I wish this was on video. She never looked at the back of the card, she just simply put it in her bag. And then a little bit later, she said, I don't believe you. I said, well, you didn't look at the back of the card. She pulls it out, and another 10 minutes goes by as she looks at the back of the card. She happened to be a scientist for the pharmaceutical industry. I am so glad I didn't say a word. So you never know who you're talking to. Keep it simple. This is what it is. This is what it does. Teach that. Go in teams. Don't assume that they're going to do it. You've all admitted that you were either frightened in the beginning or you're still frightened, but do it anyway because it's a fabulous tool because you do grow out of that warm market. And then the next tool that we use, let's go to the steps to success because this is how we build it. And when you think about the 3 simple steps, you know, I'm not in agreement on a training charting. It's too much. It's too much information. When you get started with somebody brand new, they're brand new in the business. What is your goal? Is it to unlock the commission plan so that you can make fast start bonuses? Who wants to make their fast start bonus? Okay, now, as a diamond, you know, Doug's going to come up here in a little bit. He's going to talk about CAB bonuses, leadership bonuses. Leadership bonuses. Who still doesn't get them? The $80. You will. You will get those. But let me explain something. Step 1 is join the party. So every month, you recommit to that. You personally recommit every month to joining the party. You recommit by having a goal of filling out the steps to success. And part of step 1 is your 80 BV auto ship. You never, ever, ever get off an 80 BV auto ship. I don't care if you have 5,000 customers. Simply because customers sometimes go away. Their credit cards don't run. You think that you have 400 and you have 398. And a check is due to you for several $1,000s. And because you didn't run an 80 BV auto ship, you don't get it. Do you want to teach that to your team? No. Do you want everyone on your team on an 80 BV auto ship? Absolutely. Also, the 80 BV auto ship in that first month qualifies you, once you gather 2 loyals, to earn commissions. And it qualifies your new recruit as well. Everybody does the same thing. And then you earn your fast start. Now, as a diamond and above, when you sponsor someone and they commit to step 1, join the party, 80 BV auto ship, and then step 2 comes into play where they get 2 loyal customers. What do you get? $100 fast start, right? Who are all the new diamonds in the room? Let's stand up if you're a new diamond. Brand You do a remarkable thing about being a diamond. Do you know that? Thank you so much. It's beautiful to see somebody first go diamond. When you bring somebody brand new in, you not only earn the $100 fast start bonus, you earn an $80 leadership bonus, $180. And every time they bring someone in, and 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 they bring someone in, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80. And every time you promote to a different leadership position, double goes to 120, triples 135, presidential's 145, 150 for ambassadors. Black diamonds don't need a darn thing, do they? Give it up for our 2 black diamonds. Average earning over $100,000 a month for 6 months in a row. Who wants that? Okay, so the way that you get that is duplication. Duplication. Follow the steps to success. Commit to those every month yourself. All right, ADBV auto ship. Step 2, 4 loyal customers. 2 of those within 30 days kicks out the fast start to you and the leadership bonus. 4 for the new recruit, the new distributor. What do they get? 120 product. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Who completed the steps to success within their first 30 days? Please stand up. That's admirable. Look at this. This is leadership. Congratulations. Congratulations. You know, when you have hundreds and thousands of new distributors come in your organization on a daily basis, I used to say yearly, daily, monthly, and they're in one of your leadership bonuses, and you're not receiving that leadership bonus, your heart sinks. So we've got to make sure from the top down we're teaching this. And then we head into step 3. 3 new distributors within step 3. And what are we teaching them? The same thing. If you show them a diamond chart, anything beyond that, it's too much. Who would agree with that? It's just too much. You know, as Mike and I travel all over the country, 80% of everyone in our One Team, One Missions are brand new. 80%. And if we're feeding them too much, if we're showing them a chart with that many people in it, it's too intimidating. Who saw that and was intimidated, that diamond chart? It's intimidating. We know in this industry, most companies, distributors never get 2. They never duplicate themselves twice. We're different because we've got that crazy wrap thing. We're more exciting because we have that crazy wrap thing. So if the majority of brand new distributors and all the companies out there, the majority, I'm talking over 90%. Did you know that? Over 90% never get 2 new people to do it with them. So why are we showing them a chart that has 25? It's too big. See, our goal when we leave a One Team, One Mission or a training, our goal is for them to do one thing. Just something, right? We want them to do something, right? You've got brand new people. I want them to feel like they're confident in getting a customer, handing out a Blitz card, bringing a new distributor in, and then what do they do? Oh my God, I've got one. Now what? Steps to success. One other thing about being a leader, following these 3 simple steps, your homework is done. You plug them in, they start asking you all kinds of questions, don't they? Remember all the questions? Who gets inundated daily with questions? Stop answering them. Go to the training academy, it's there, because if you answer one, then you're going to answer another, and then you're going to answer another, and I know you want to feel important. But after a while, feeling important is not fun. It's much more fun taking a brand new person and showing them where to find things. Who's got kids? You still want to be bathing your kids at 25? I know I don't. So I let them get in the tub really early, and they didn't clean themselves very well at all, but you know, I knew they had to learn. And they take better showers now. They really do. They're very clean. But at first they weren't. You know, and I have friends that didn't do that. They thought it was easier if they just did everything for them. I raised my children extremely independent, almost to a point of they wouldn't listen. But they don't listen anyway, right? So raise your babies independent. So the best thing that you can do is say less, make more. Who wants to make more by saying less? We have everything for you. You're going to see more this weekend. We've got a party pad that you can just point and read. Even the guys can do it. Right, Bubba? Point, and Bubba can point and read. Who can point and read? So you take the party pad. You have a party. You're at Starbucks, and they have one on every half corner here. They're everywhere. You meet someone. What do? You do not want to bring out a book this thick. Do not bring your laptop. Do not make this difficult. You point and read through the party pad. It's a tool. It will make you more money. I think it's one of the smartest things that we added to our tools was the party pad. You're going to see a demonstration of that tonight, and we will be pointing and we will be reading as we weave our story through it. So as you start to understand your leadership position, and I know it's important to feel important. I understand that. We do know all the answers. As we start to become a diamond and a double, we start to understand everything. But the best thing you can do is remember back as you were raising your children and not try to give all the answers. Let them do a discovery. Send them to the places where they can find the information. And then when they have a team that's growing, they can send them to the places to find the information. Some of you are staying on your Facebook groups all day. That's not making you money. That's costing you money. Having thousands of people on a Facebook page is costing you money. Now, I know it's a valuable tool, and Facebook has tremendously helped us grow this company. But utilize it as a valuable tool. When you start to see the questions come in, don't feel like you have to immediately answer them. You know, I get a text message from some of you, and I don't answer it right away. Have you noticed that? Just because you get one doesn't mean you have to answer it right away. If you're in the middle of something, don't. If you're spending time with your family, don't. Honor that. Direct everybody to the existing tools. Direct everybody through the Blitz card by showing them. Starting your month right, you are going to get to a point where you start to overthink this. Who's already there where they're overthinking it? Wondering if it's going to work, if they can keep going. So you've got to fall in love with everything that we do, and every month as though it's brand new. You know, I've been married a long time. Yes. He's here today. And he's here. Let's give it up for Dave. And sometimes it's hard to act like it's brand new. But we have to do that. By putting the fun back in, don't we? By putting the fun back in. Fall in love with blitzing. Just make it a game. How many can I give out today? How many less words can I say? Fall in love with building your team. By coaching them and leading them, not by managing. You're not a manager. That word is not in anything that we have. You are a leader. Lead. You lead by doing. You lead by being an example. You lead by posting your steps to success at the beginning of the month, and you start filling it out. If your business is not where you want it to be, you have to look in the mirror. Adam would come home and say, it's the teacher's fault I made the F. He's 6'6". I'd take his ear, take him into the bathroom, and have him look in the mirror. And now who's the cause of that? You didn't study. You didn't do it. It wasn't the teacher. So you have to look at yourself. Did I rap somebody today? Did I have a rap party? Did I blitz today? Did I put my shirt on today? Did I do the things that I want my team doing? Always look back at you. We're still out here. I'm still out here every day. Every single day I'm out talking. I'm out doing what I want you to be doing. And you have to do that too. It always goes back to you. You're the center of your entire organization. And you start to notice that. So I honor you this weekend. I congratulate you for being here today at Diamond Time. I hope that you'll utilize the tools and all the valuable information. But most importantly, I hope that you will mingle amongst each other. See, you're the leaders. You're setting the pace for this company. Each and every one of you, and we value you more than you realize. Thank you all for listening to me today. I love you very, very much. That I call Mr. No, but lately he's been Mr. Yes. I'm not sure what's going on. He has been with us since the very beginning. He actually was still teaching, and he would come in part-time. And now he works all the time. And we love him so much and appreciate everything that he does. Let's give it up really, really big for our Mr. No, who's becoming a Mr. Yes. Doug Nooney. Give it up for Doug!
Okay.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to those of you that are in this room. You're part of our leadership. Even those that are brand new and kind of hesitant to call yourself a leader, a little scared about that. But if you think about it, your teams look up to you and you're the leader. And as part of being a leader, it's your responsibility to be able to train your teams. So I want to just spend a little bit of time going over some of the things that you need to be able to do to help train your team. First of all, if you're bringing people in, if you're talking to your teams, you're training them, number one thing, you need to make sure you're training them to come in the right way. $80 BV auto ship has to be started right away. They have to come in with a business builder kit, and they need to go out and gather a few customers. And you need to train them to do this right away. They come in with a business builder kit. Doesn't do any good to come in with a $35 basic kit. If that's what they're doing, they're not serious about this business and they're wasting your time. So make sure that you're training your team. That's how they join this business. Set your auto ships to process early in the month. Now, a great thing about the new system is that you can do that yourself online. In this new system, you'll notice, if you haven't checked it yet, when you go to set up your auto ship, you can actually set it to run the next day. So, in the old system, if you set up your auto ship, for those of you that were aware of this, it didn't run until the following month, which made it tough in some cases. If your people didn't come in and start it right away, they could actually lose a month of auto ship if they just turned it on and thought it was going to run that month. So, new system, they can set it to run right away, any day they want. Now, one thing you're going to notice, and you'll see this in the comp plan, it'll be posted very shortly, is that the auto ship actually has to run in the first 30 days. This was always the intent, but due to system limitations in the past, we allowed it to just be set up in the first 30 days. That's changing. It actually has to run. So it's very important that they get that set up when they enroll to run in that next 30 days. You're going to find that sometimes they don't set it up right away. You might get 2 weeks down to the road and say, hey, you don't have your auto ship set up. Well, it's important that you get them to set it up, not to run in 30 days from then, but to run 30 days from the time they enrolled. So the auto ship needs to run within their first 30 days. That's important for you earning cabs. Everybody in here is a diamond or higher. Cabs are important to you. So it's very important you teach your team that auto ship needs to run in the first 30 days. Those first 2 loyal customers have to be gathered in the first 30 days. This is part of teaching your team. Now, another thing about the auto ships, have them set them early in the month. It's very hard for them to be able to follow their promotions if they haven't qualified. You can't promote if you haven't qualified for the month. We get tickets all the time on people saying, how come I haven't promoted yet? I've got my auto ship set up. Well, it hasn't run yet. If you run your auto ship, you'll be able to promote. Another thing to teach your team, set expectations for what they can expect monthly earnings. Set reasonable expectations. We have a tremendous number of tickets that come in and say, I was a Ruby this month, where's my $599? Well, you just turned Ruby, you did it by placing volume, you haven't built an organization big enough to earn $599. So set expectations for your distributors. If they're going to build their organization just by placing volume and using the chart, well, they're not going to earn the average monthly income until they've built their organization, large enough to be able to earn that kind of income. So set your expectations. Ranks don't guarantee levels of income. Okay, just because you're a Ruby doesn't guarantee you're going to make $599. If you've looked at that earnings disclosure statement, you'll notice it says the average person. And the average person has been at that rank for several months. They've built up an organization large enough to earn those levels. Next thing, read the comp plan and the commission FAQs. How many have never read the comp plan? And I know you haven't because I see your tickets. Okay, comp plan's pretty important that you at least read it. At least know where to go find something. Your team's going to be asking you questions. We get tickets all the time. What do they say? Well, my sponsor told me this. I'm sorry, your sponsor was wrong. It's in the comp plan. You do have to actually qualify for commissions to get paid. We actually say that in the comp plan on the first page. It's important that you actually read the comp plan. Know what it says, know where to find it, and train your team to read it. A lot of these questions I see on the tickets, I will not tell them the answer, but I'll tell them where to find it. I have 4 kids and I taught for 25 years. I'm not really big on giving people just answers that they can go look up themselves in the comp plan, and they should have already done so. So teach your team, read the comp plan, and read the commission FAQs. We have a couple of different payment options. We have My It Works Pay, which is a e-wallet, which you can also get your My It Works card attached to. We also have Payoneer. And the next few weeks, you're going to see Payoneer, which is right now just a pay card. You're going to see it with some added features. You're going to see the fees reduced pretty drastically. And you're going to also see an option for direct deposit with Payoneer. So those will be some coming things from Payoneer, which currently is just a pay card, but is going to have some enhancements to it. Last thing I want to go over here, placing orders, loyal customers and distributors in your downline. We don't recommend it, but I certainly understand the reason for it. But I would encourage you never do it below your second level, or you're going to be placing them right out of your pay levels. You can talk to some of the people who have been in this business quite a while, the ambassadors, the presidentials, and they'll tell you, yeah, I did that, and boy, do I wish I hadn't. I've got some people that I've placed so far down are not even earning money off of them, and they were really good ones. So, we all understand the reasons for placing the volume, the loyal customers. It's a short-term thing, but in the long run, you're costing yourself residual income. You're placing them right down to, you're going to lose the residual income. Okay, I want to talk about something, compression. It's one of the most misunderstood concepts that we have, and we see it all the time in the tickets. They always start the same way. I have a distributor who canceled. How soon before her loyal customers are mine? How soon before her personally enrolled move up and are my personally enrolled? Sorry, it doesn't happen. You need to teach your team what compression means. We don't take somebody out of the genealogy when they cancel or if they're not commission qualified. Compression happens only during the commission process. And during the commission process, they're treated like they're not there in that all of their volume, their personal volume, moves up a level. So if you have somebody on your first level, and they are not commission qualified or they cancel, you're going to see in your commission statement that their volume and that of their personal loyal customers is all paid on your first level. All the people below them are going to move up one level. So you're going to be able to see that in your commission statements. It'll show both the level that they are actually on in the genealogy tree, and it'll show what level they paid on. So you'll be able to see the compression, you'll be able to show that to your team. This is what it means. They're actually on this level, but because of compression, their volume moved up and it's paid here. So we never move people out of the tree, we never move people up. Compression is merely moving the volume up during the commission process past anybody who's not commission qualified. Okay, I want to quickly go over the Emerald bonus. Everybody in here is earning the Emerald bonus because you start that when you're an Emerald. The great thing is it doesn't go away when you're a Diamond. You still get it. You'll still see it on your check as long as you have at least 6 levels once we go through compression. We get that ticket also frequently. My commissions must be wrong because I'm an emerald, but there's no emerald bonus on my check. Well, that means because after compression, you don't have a 6th level. You might only have 4 levels, even though you're an emerald. If you had a deeper organization, you would see the emerald bonus, and once you grow your organization, you'll see it come onto your statement. But you have to at least have 6 levels once we do compression to see the emerald bonus. That goes down until it's blocked by the next emerald or higher in your organization. Okay, leadership level sponsor. In the past, we've called leadership level sponsor your coding. But we've been told that we can't use that word. So we call it leadership level sponsor. You are now leadership level sponsors of the people you enroll. As a diamond, when you enroll somebody new, you're their diamond sponsor. If you're double diamond, when you enroll somebody new, you're not only their double diamond sponsor, you're also their diamond sponsor. Those of you that are ambassador, you're getting all 5 spots when you enroll somebody new. You're the sponsor of all 5 levels, diamond all the way to ambassador. Now, you're not only the diamond sponsor for your new enrollees, you're the diamond sponsor for anybody they enroll. So you're starting a new leg. Once you've become diamond, and this is what we talk about when Mark says that you now have a license to make money. Once you become diamond, you're now the diamond sponsor for every new leg you start and that entire leg. So you're eligible to get the diamond bonuses from the whole leg. And these are new legs that you start enrolling after you become diamond. Because that leadership level sponsor dictates who's getting paid these bonuses. Now the diamond bonuses, to get paid the diamond bonuses, it says here that the requirements for the new enrollees are the same as for the fast start requirements. That's almost accurate, but as I said before, for these diamond bonuses to be paid, the fast start, or the autoship actually has to run, not just get set up anymore. So that's an important thing for you to understand. If 6 weeks go by and that autoship didn't run, the cab's not going to get paid. And it's going to mean that you need to pay attention to your downline. You're going to need to make sure that your downline is running their ADBV autoship within their first 30 days. We actually give a full month. So when we say 30 days, if the month has 31 days, we'll give you 31 days. For you to get paid that diamond bonus, you have to actually be a diamond that month. Okay, so we get that ticket. How come I didn't get paid my diamond bonuses? Well, it's because you weren't a diamond this month. Even though they're still coded to you, and they qualified, you weren't qualified. Next month, if you're diamond again, then you can get those bonuses again. You won't get any that you missed while you weren't qualified, but you can start getting them again. Now, leadership level sponsor application doesn't change if you don't qualify for a month. In other words, if you are diamond this month, but next month you only get to emerald. What happens if you enroll somebody next month when you're only emerald? You're still the diamond leader sponsor. Even though you aren't qualified to be paid a diamond, as long as you have the title, you're going to be the diamond leader sponsor. So the leadership level sponsor goes based on your lifetime rank, not on your paid rank. Okay, this is a chart that you'll find in your comp plan, and it just shows you what the diamond bonuses are for every level. For diamond, it's $80. Those of you that are getting the diamond bonuses, you're well aware of that. Double diamond is 40. Triple diamond is 15. I had to think for a minute because we changed these. We've actually increased the diamond and double a couple years ago. Presidential 10, ambassadors 5. So once you're ambassador, you're getting all 5 of those from every new enrollee. So that gives you a goal. If you're a diamond right now, that's pretty good. You're getting $80. Just look at what you're going to get once you're ambassador, though. Okay, generation bonuses. These are the other things that affect you now that you're a diamond. Generation bonuses start once you become a diamond, and they're paid on your personal group volume. As a new diamond, you may not understand what your personal group volume is, but what that is that's your group volume outside of any other diamonds or higher in your downline. Let me say that again. Personal group volume. That's your group volume outside of the group volume of any other diamond in your downline. Generation 1 is your personal group volume. Generation 2 starts with the first diamond in your downline. So as you go down every leg, the first time you come to a diamond, that starts your generation 2. Okay, generation 3 starts underneath that diamond, and so on. So as you go down your legs, every time you come to a new diamond, starts a new generation. You have to be careful here when we talked before about placing people. The more you place people, the greater chance you have of stacking yourself right out of generations. Because if you keep stacking people, thinking you're helping people promote, that'll make you promote, you're going to find out that once you've all promoted, you're all diamonds. You're not getting paid on anybody because you've been stacking. You've stacked your way right out of all those generations. Okay, this is another chart you're going to find in your comp plan, which I'm sure that by now you've all read or are going home to read. This will show you what percent you get on each generation. Your own personal generation, you're getting 4% override on. Your second generation, your own personal generation, you're getting 2% on. Second generation, you're getting 4% on. Third generation, you're getting 2% on, and so on. You'll see these on the chart. The other thing you're going to get, generational enroller bonus. This is a 5% generational enroller bonus. A bonus on any diamond or higher that you personally enrolled, paid on their personal group volume. That's why it's really important. Even if you place somebody, don't give up the enroller. Always be the enroller. Because any person that you enroll, if they become diamond and you're a diamond, you're going to get a 5% override on their personal group volume. Those of you that have been in this a while, you can look at your statements and see what that is. And it can be pretty substantial. There's some charts in your account plan, just kind of going through how we pay these out. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. One more way to promote. Once you've reached diamond, you don't have to continue to reach those leg qualifications every month. You can re-qualify by maintenance. What's that mean? Qualifying by maintenance is just another way to qualify, re-qualify. For a diamond, you need 10,000 group volume with no more than 5,000 coming from any one leg. And that's the same way for any level. They start at Emerald, Emerald is 8,000, with no more than 4,000 coming from any one leg. Once you're double diamond, you can re-qualify for 25,000 group volume, with no more than 12,500 coming from any one leg. So the important thing here you have to remember is you can't do it all from one leg. We get this frequently, is somebody will send a ticket in and say, I've got 12,000 in group volume. How come I am not re-qualifying yet as a diamond? And you look at their legs and they've got 9,000 in one leg, 3,000 in another. Well, remember, it's 10,000, but you can't use any more than 5,000 of that from one leg. Okay, this was really just a compensation 101. I encourage you to read your comp plan. I encourage you to read the commission FAQs and teach your team to do the same thing. It's important that you as leaders are teaching your team to read these documents. Just make sure that you're not just telling what you think the answer is. If you don't know the answer, open the comp plan and find it yourself before you tell them where to find it. Appreciate your time, and I'd like to introduce to the stage our Chief Sales Officer, Mike Potello.
Time. You guys enjoying it so far? This is what's cool. You know, we had Diamond Day prior at It Works down in Florida. How many of you been to a Diamond Day? So Diamond Day is it's a little more informal. It's kind of talking, it's communicating, it's going over some training type things. And that's what we wanted today to be, is before we have a big kickoff tonight at 7, we want to make sure that, you know, Diamonds and Above. I loved how Cami and Mark kicked it off with a little bit about leadership. This is who we are. And right now, you know, after Pam went, I think it's a great time to talk about not only duplicating, but duplicating with tools. And Pam talked about Facebook. She talked about how it can be a great tool and how it can be online. But you don't want to sit there online all the time just clicking like on 1,000 people's things, right? It's right. How many of you stalk people on Facebook? See, that's okay. That kind of marketing is okay, but we've got a few individuals I want to welcome up here that they build a big portion of their business through simple techniques online. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So I want you back to your feet real quick. I want you to welcome up Brandon and Denise Walsh. Welcome up Barbara Bozer and Shelby Bowman. Give them a big hand. All right, guys, Brandon and Denise, have a seat. Shelby, Barbara, have a seat. We're going to get into some marketing online. Will that be okay, guys? All right, so let me ask you all this if you're out in the audience right now. How many of you are on Facebook? Okay, so if you guys can't see, that's like everybody. How many of you have ever shot a video on your phone? Little video here and there. How many of you take pictures on your phone and you put it on the internet? Okay, so most people. So what we want to do is take the next few minutes and really talk about some basic ways that you can utilize that. Now, you know, Barbara, I know you do a lot online. Give us a synopsis of what a day looks like for you and your online activities, the high level.
So basically, I have a blog and I have my Facebook and then, you know, other profiles. So usually I'll check for comments, questions, emails, things like that. Sometimes my day is spent being customer service for It Works, and that's fine. And talking to leads from all over the world. So when you're online, you're global.
Let's get specific real quick. So I want to dig into this kind of stuff. So I love when I hear that. So you're talking to leads online. Number one, how do you generate leads online?
Usually from my blog or from Facebook.
So what now?
My blog or Facebook.
Okay, so how are you generating leads on Facebook? Let's talk about, because I know everybody out here, we want to get in, you know, if you're making a ton of money on the internet, so how are you generating leads on Facebook specifically?
Well, I think a lot of it just comes from I'm really consistent about what I post, and I have intentionally set myself up as a resource that is trusted. And I've worked really hard on building my credibility over the years, so I think that people trust me.
So it didn't happen overnight. So when you talk about you're a trusted resource, what are things that you post to develop that credibility? Because a lot of times, and I think everybody out here we all relate to it, especially in the beginning of our careers. You know, we're just posting, join for 99, join for 99. You got to love this product. You know, you want to have skinnier pants or whatever, right? I mean, that we do, right? We verbally vomit on people through typing, and it's just all of our friends, our family, our acquaintances are like, what are they doing? They're crazy. So, like, what are you posting to gain that credibility?
So I try to target health, wellness type posts, things that are leadership related, working from home as like an information source.
Okay.
And then I do that with about 80% of my posts. I'm trying to just engage my fans on my personal page and on my business page. And then the other 20% I'm doing more like transaction stuff. So I actually plan my posts out like a month at a time. So
Now repeat that.
Yep.
Because I think a lot of people, they go, how do you plan social media? It's social. But that's right. It's just like a business plan. It's like a marketing plan. You've got to think, what am I going to do this next month? Go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, especially in this room, everybody in here has the same opportunity, the chance to be a millionaire. And when you're running $1 million business, it's risky if you're just kind of willy-nilly, I think I'll post this. So I post everything with intention. When I set my time to do that, I make sure all my links work. I'm friends with a lot of you on Facebook, and sometimes you guys post and you don't tell anybody how to contact you or who to call or where to find more information. So when you're focused on it and you plan it out, you can cover events, you can cover the $99, you can cover good bonus, you can cover product testimonials, before and after. Sometimes people just get so used to seeing the before and afters, but you forget we have all these other great products. People like to see where I'm working from. Those are usually pretty popular. Like today's my office today. My own testimonials when I'm going to the gym, and I always have my greens. So you have to, show some stuff that you're doing on a personal level too. And then you also want to post things that people trust. And when you're consistent and they can count on it, it might not be their day, but they're going to keep seeing it. When they know somebody that's asking, that's where the connections
I like that. So 2 big takeaways right there. Number 1, plan out your post on your social media. All of you know typically what events you're going to be attending, what events are happening because of myworksevents.com. You've got the calendar. You know if there's a conference call. You know if you're going to go on vacation or if you're going to be at the beach next week. So think about, what am I going to do the next month? We're in, today's September something. I can't read it, it's too bright up here. September something. 6th, there you go. So you got the rest of the month of September, maybe tonight before you go to bed, say, what else am I doing this month, and plan that out. And then I love the second thing is be consistent, because you don't become a credible figure, so to speak, online overnight, and you shouldn't. Right? Everybody, we can say whatever we want on the internet, and people think it's true sometimes. And I think that consistency and showing people that we are in business and showing them the before and afters, having some fun, connecting with them, giving them valuable information. It's amazing how much more interaction a recipe for a healthy shake, will get than something else. Telling people they can make $1 million. Let me jump over to you, Brandon. You guys have got a huge credibility online. That's taken, just like Barbara was saying, it's taken time to develop that. What's some things you could share with people online? I know you do some things on YouTube and Facebook. What's some tips you could share with people? Because you guys are making a ton of money. You're making 6 figures monthly, and you're just rocking. You've got, a little one, another little one on the way. It's things that you look at the schedule, you're busy. What can you do?
Well, over the past 5 years, we've always had a mentality that we're going to reinvest into our business, and we do that through advertising, or through creating a new website, or having images made, or logos, the original Rap Girl. So a day online for me looks like, managing the YouTube account, which I could be trying to get links to videos, which could go over somebody's head, I don't know, but links to videos, or it could be on the blog, writing a brand new blog post from scratch and creating images that go along with that. Or it could be on Facebook, pretty much on a daily basis. I'm checking my ads to see how they're performing, and then I'm tweaking them and I'm creating, new ads to try to get more traffic too.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I think some people, they hear tracking. I can see what people like, what people don't like. So from a very high level, I mean, y'all know we can really dig into analytics and things like that, but how do you know what people like that you post and what people don't? Like, is there a quick tip on how you can tell people how to look at that?
Well, I use the Facebook Ad Manager, which is a tool that shows you the click-through rate, which is how many people out of the entire audience that saw your post, how many people clicked through on it. And there's action. It's called an action. So I basically just, if it's 20%, I test something out, and I try to get it to 25 or 30, and I just check that every day and tweak it. So
what I think is important is that sometimes, and I think all of us are probably guilty of that, is we think we're cooler than we are. Anybody fall into that category? Like, you'll take a picture and you'll be like, that's the most awesome thing in the world, right? Like, I took a picture this morning, I thought I was cool. I put the little beanie on, I took a picture of it, and all people were concerned about was, why weren't you wearing a shirt, right? And it's like, gosh, why did I put a shirt on? I'm talking about being cold, I don't have a shirt in the picture, and I got a beanie on. So sometimes we think things are cool and they work, but then it just it doesn't really drive traffic to our page. So it's important to look and say, you know what, if the people don't like it, then maybe we should mix it up a little bit. Denise, talk a little bit, from, you guys got a great combo, because Brandon does a lot of the marketing. Brandon talked about, running little ads. But before I get to you, I'm going to talk, you said something about ads. There's, on Facebook, there's ads to the right-hand side a lot of times. Is that what you're talking about? Just click promote post?
that is part of it, but the ads that are really working right now are the newsfeed ads, which is basically when you boost a post. It's essentially the same thing. If you guys have seen boost or promote, they play with the phrase that they use in the corner.
That's right below, so when you post something,
right,
and you go look at it, it says promote or boost your post right below whatever you put.
Right.
You just click it.
Yep, and that will, you can waste money if you do that, because the audience tends to be incredibly large. It'll be going out to, men and 13-year-olds and people that you don't want, really isn't your target audience. So if you are going to be boosting or promoting posts, I suggest just Google the phrase Facebook Ad Manager or type it into Facebook and use that tool. And it's too much to go into and to tell you how to do everything, but do that.
So a couple takeaways. Number one, when you look at your post, you can see what kind of interaction people put out there. You're going to know if they like it. If all of a sudden you have 2 likes and no comments, and you thought it was the greatest thing in the world, don't get upset by that. Just say, okay, what could I have done better? What's going to engage people? It's kind of like what Barbara talked about. It takes time to develop that credibility. Then all of a sudden you can see, hey, this post really did well. I find that asking people questions, if you've got a good audience, that does really well a lot of times. What's your favorite food? I don't know why people want to tell you their favorite foods, but sometimes that gets people looking at your page a lot sometimes. So
something that I do sometimes is if you go into Google and just type in the top Facebook pages, it'll give you a list of the top pages, and one of them that I check out is it's like shutupimstilltalking.com is a Facebook page. But you can scroll through all the posts they've did for their lifetime and just find ones that have been shared 20,000 times, and then just recreate them and post them on your own wall, and that works fairly well too.
I like that. They always say what? Imitation's the highest form of flattery. So if you find something somebody else did that went huge, there's nothing wrong with recreating that a little bit. I like that. So Denise, you guys have a cool dynamic because Brandon, I love that. Brandon's kind of the marketing side of the online, but you do a lot on developing your team through Facebook, online like that. And just share a little bit about that, because I know a lot of times people look at Facebook and they think it's just somewhere where, like a billboard. And it's not a billboard anymore. We're not in a push marketing world. You got to pull people in with, being transparent, being vulnerable. How do you use Facebook to grow your team?
Yeah, we do work really well together because I don't understand half of what he just said, but it all works out. And I think that's the beauty of this business is when you have a skill set and you find something that you're good at and you love, you can do it. And so for me, Facebook really has become a place of community, connection, and recognition. And so I think launching your business on Facebook within the first 24 hours is essential because your website is ready. you can get launched immediately. And that's one of the first things I have new distributors do. I have them find a before and after picture, post their link, and have something, silly like, have you heard of this crazy wrap thing, getting them in next week? I'm so excited to try it, or this is my result, or something like that, and post their link. I also have them change their About Me section on Facebook, and I have them put their It Works email or their It Works website, information about themselves and their business, because people are watching, and often they are going to try to figure out who you are and what you're doing before they actually contact you. So a lot of new distributors don't have their website or information in their About Me section, so that's something I have them do quickly. And then I add them to our Facebook community. And we try to keep our Facebook communities fairly small because the goal is to keep a small group within a larger organization. And what I love about the communities is that my goal is for every distributor to have a home and for them to have a place where they're noticed and important and feel empowered. And so we do a lot within the community in terms of recognition, tagging new distributors to really get them in the habit of using the community. Congratulations, you got your loyal customer. Any little thing they do, like, you called me today. You are awesome. You did your training academy. Woohoo! Every little thing they do, we want to validate, and allow other people to encourage them and cheer them on as well. And then the other part of that is the recognition, and we really try to be loud about recognition within the community, but also just on our normal Facebook pages. So you'll see promotions, congratulations, this person got made executive this month, average earnings $300 or whatever it is, and post that on Facebook, because that makes you look cool to have a team that's growing, but it also makes them look cool to be growing themselves. And I've got a lot of team members that signed up distributors who are watching them, but it was that third-party credibility that really pushed them over the edge.
Yeah, I like that, because what's interesting is, think about how Mark started today. He talked about, does it create revenue? Does it create retention? Does it create recognition? And I think that, the things that Barbara and Brandon talked about is creating revenue. It's really driving those new people. It's boosting a post. It's setting a plan. It's being consistent. And then what Denise is talking about, giving recognition and developing those relationships. The great thing is you've got teams all over the world. And you can connect with them as if they live right next door to you because of Facebook. And, I think about this, Shelby, I'll jump over to you. Tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 21.
Okay. And just so anybody looking at me going, I can't believe he just said how old she was. We have had this conversation, and I am okay with that, and Tyson's okay with me asking her age from stage. So it's okay, but you're 21 years old. When I met you a couple years ago, a year and a half or something, and I guess a word that I would say was shy, to say the least. But you were creating. You're 21 and you were making more money, thousands a month, than what your age was. And, I think about that and I go, and you launched your business with Facebook, with doing some basic things on Facebook. I think a lot of times people, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you'll probably agree with this, is we think we have to be genius marketers to do things on Facebook. But you didn't have any background in marketing whatsoever. So how did you launch your business to get to where you're at today through Facebook?
Yeah, I didn't have any background in anything like that. I was just experienced in playing on Facebook. But when I first started, like Denise said, I launched my business on Facebook within 24 hours.
How? What would you do? Let's go. Let's take it. I want to get specific. What did you do? You joined It Works. When you say I launched my business on Facebook, what did you do?
I posted a before and after picture, and I said that I started selling this crazy wrap. And I didn't initially get responses, but through posting pictures and showing people what it was, because back then no one knew what it was on Facebook. Like, I was just a crazy person, and it was just a wrap that no one knew about. But with all my posting about results and different wrap cash that I got, people started to see what I was doing.
So again, you had to take some time. It wasn't like day one. I think a lot of times people think, I put one before, and we've heard stories that it does happen. I put one before and after picture up and I got 79 comments. We all would want that. That's everybody's dream that joins It Works. Let's go, man, that's beautiful, and all of a sudden I'm diamond day one. We've heard the crazy stories, but Debbie Sasek says your journey is your journey. We never know. It really boils down to what's our center of influence the day we join on Facebook. You know, just because you join It Works doesn't mean all your friends are going to know what this product is or going to want to do it. At that point, you know, you're Shelby to them. You're not business person Shelby, so you can't expect them, right, just to all of a sudden go. But so you put up some before and afters. I just started selling this crazy wrap thing. Message me if you want more details, and it took you some time. So how did it happen?
Well, I started building an empire. But we had a business page that I posted on daily. We posted different stuff like recipes on it. We posted, like I said, before and after pictures on it. We posted about different events. I invited people to get on calls with me. But the thing is I was also posting personal stuff too. I wasn't just all business.
Like what?
Pictures of my kids. What me and my husband were out doing. I shared my life with people, so I wasn't just this person behind the computer screen, but they knew who I was. So I built the connection with the people, and I mean, now I have people who've been watching me for 2 years finally join me in the business because they've seen me post on Facebook from the start. I was consistent about it, and I've always been positive on Facebook about everything. We all have our bad days. I'm sure Cammie has her bad days. Denise has her bad days. I have my bad days. We all have them. But we don't need to air everything on Facebook either. So I think that was an important part too, is showing professionalism. And then I'm a real person. I'm sure everyone sees a ton of pictures of my kids every day. But it also shows that I have time with my kids. So that's also creating revenue because it also creates interest that I have enough time to take that.
There's a lot of subtle marketing there that I think a lot of people miss, is that they think, you know, why would you post a picture of, you know, your kid falling over at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? But it's like, well, I was there with them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because they weren't at baby, you know, daycare, whatever it's called, and going through that. My kids don't go to, I don't know what it's, I don't know, there's subtle things that happen that a lot of times it's those small things, even on recognition, that people miss, and I think that's important. And you brought up a good point, and we're going to talk a little bit about do's and don'ts in a second, but, you know, 10 years ago, Facebook didn't exist, right? So what happened when you got ticked off and had a bad day? You called a friend, right? Just keep doing that. Okay? You don't got to go tell the world that your spouse just did this or whatever, because it makes you look stupid. You know, and tell your team that. Because, like Mark said, it's the company, we kind of say we want, and I don't mean that, you know, you're stupid if you mess up and you've done that, but if you're having a bad day and you're mad at your kids, you know, I'd rather you make a joke about it and be like, you know, I'm going to work on being a better mom, ha ha ha, or dad, whatever, or don't even put it out there. When you join a business and you're going to use online resources as a tool, like Pam talked about, you got to be smart with that, because you can still show your family, you can still be vulnerable, you can still be transparent, but don't go out there and just put everything from a positive and negative. You've got to simply understand that people are watching you. So a little bit, I'm going to dig a little bit more in. So you're out there consistent, daily, posting stuff. What kind of results did you get in what amount of time by doing that, by launching your business that way?
Well, in 6 months, I became double diamond, and 95% of it was through Facebook.
Wow. That's 6 months, double diamond, 90% was through Facebook. And, you know, the great thing, you know, I love the quote. It says, I put it up one day, it said, you know, someday I hope your life is as good as it appears on Facebook. Right? And I think a lot of people, we live vicariously through that because we only have to put up the best pictures of ourselves or the cool things that we do. It's not the actual stuff when we stub our toe and we fall in, you know, a puddle or something. You know, that's not captured. So you're able to go out there, and that's the great thing about it, is you get to pick what you put out, and you can be specific in laying out that plan. So let me jump back to Barbara. Let's talk about, you know, you said, you know, you've got blogs over here, and we've only got a set amount of time, so we're going to kind of not talk about blogs, but a blog, you know, is something that it's free to set up. It's something that's more like an online diary, or it's kind of like a Facebook feed to some degree, that you can post whatever you want, and then people that are logged into Facebook can comment or whatever. But let's stick to more social from a Facebook perspective. What are some things that have been your top post? That do you track that? Do you know what some of your top posts has been? That, you know, because Brandon said we can get a top post and tweak it. So if we know what your top posts are, we've got 1,000 people that can just tweak it.
Yeah. I usually get the most shares when I post about it, traveling somewhere, or like I'm hosting a call and people can call in, and I get a bunch of other It Works distributors that share that. So that creates that activity that I like to see.
Okay.
Off topic is more like recipe type stuff.
Okay.
Those usually do pretty good. And asking questions. When you ask people questions, they just respond. They
Okay,
want to
she just
engage with
said,
you.
Barbara said, number one, travel. Number two, what was the second one? Recipes. Number three, questions. Did she say, join my business for $99? Did she say anything about It Works? No, you can create a relationship without even, that's interesting.
Yeah, and you know, it's like when you are being viewed like that all the time, it is a big responsibility because, you know, you're creating your own brand. You know, so I am creating my own personal brand. The bigger you get within the company, that's really something that you need to think about, and you need to protect that. You know, like, it's true. Don't post when you're angry. Don't post when you've been drinking. Don't post anything that anybody's gonna, you know.
Some of y'all are laughing. You know you did it last night.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. Keep it G-rated, and you know you're protecting yourself, but you're also an ambassador of the brand of It Works. And people are looking at you. When you see something negative, you might want to like protect and fight with that, but don't comment. Just leave it alone, because when someone posts something negative about It Works, they should only hear crickets. If you guys jump in there and start arguing and defending, don't do that. That's It Works' job. Let PR do that, let them take care of that. You just focus on yourself, protecting your brand, being credible, being a resource, and people will watch that, and they're gonna, they'll message you.
I like that. So grandma's apple pie recipe could bring you business.
Yes.
And that's interesting though. So Brandon, you go to, you talk to me a little bit about YouTube. Talk about videos for a second. Do you get into videos at all? I know a lot of people can put videos out there. What are some things that you've done with videos? Is there a certain time you should do them? I know Instagram just put a new video thing in recently, and it's got to be 15 seconds or something like that. What can you share? Because we're a very visual company, obviously. We all know that. What are some video things that you've done or can do or can share to help out?
We do quite a bit of videos. We do it, one, for advertising purposes. Denise will tell them why they should join It Works. But on the other end, it's a lot of what I think Barbara does as well, is, we post videos for the search engines. And that means that, Google is, if a user types in the words It Works, Google's trying to match up a video that matches up with that search query, It Works. And so if you create a video that's Denise talking all about It Works, and the title of it has It Works in it, and the description has It Works in it, then Google's going to show your video, and so is YouTube. And so we do a lot of that, and that gets us a lot of views. And so when people try to find It Works to join, hopefully they find us.
So from a video perspective, well, that's a great tip, because Google owns YouTube, right?
Right.
So Google owns YouTube. When's the last time y'all went to Bing, right? We see the commercials. Most people still go to Google when they do some searching, or they're on their phone, they go to Google. So when you think about doing a quick video, maybe you're here out in the audience, you're in the audience, you go outside today before here, maybe you do a quick 15-second video, why I'm excited about It Works Global. So you're saying when you upload that to your YouTube account, now YouTube account's simple to set up, you do it, you just log in, username, password, like anything else, and just put It Works in the title, and that's going to naturally pull better the search engines. When people are actually searching It Works, videos pull higher sometimes than all this other stuff.
Right. My advice would be not to go specifically after It Works, but think about phrases that a random person might type into the search engine, like, do It Works body wraps really work? And title it that way. Or, does the weight stay off? Or, just whatever you think people might be actually typing into a search engine, because they type crazy stuff. And then title that for your video, and you'll get some traffic from there.
So sometimes we got to think, what were we thinking when we first heard about this crazy rap thing? What were the questions that came to mind? And create a little 15-second video. And sometimes more is better, sometimes less is better. But if you've got a bunch of videos and you got on YouTube and you put them up there just on why I like this product, why I like this, you may all of a sudden get people start looking at it, and that's that brand. All of a sudden people go, hey, that person's engaged, they're consistent. I'm going to jump to you, Shelby, real quick. What is kind of a last thing you could share with people that you've really seen over the last couple of years? You guys have been rocking the business. What's some of the what are one or two things you could share with everybody that's just been great tips for you using Facebook?
Yeah, one of them, it's super simple, but I see a lot of people posting stuff about the wraps and stuff like that, but they don't post their link. You can't expect someone to message you asking for the link, and then you have to message them back, then they have to go and click on the link and then go find out the page. If you just post a link straight to the wraps, they're more likely to go buy it because that's just one step for them. So I think that's a simple, super easy tip, but it's useful. And again, just be real with people and be professional. Show people that you are a real person. You're not just the person behind the computer screen, but just show who you are, and you will show who it works is.
I like that. Denise, we got 30 seconds. What, you really are, you get behind the scenes on Facebook, not from a pull them in, but once they're in, you develop those relationships. What's one thing simple that, from a leadership level, Diamonds and Above can do to connect with their team through Facebook?
Ooh, 30 seconds. Okay. I think the biggest thing is you have to be loud a little bit and consistent, because the team is watching and they're going to follow your footsteps. So if you're not on Facebook for 3 million years, they're not going to be active either. So you want to be consistent. You don't want to manage the page and be on there every day, but you want them to know that you're available, that you're there, and that you're proud of them. And so I'm just posting, and people say, how do you do it? I'm like, it's really easy, because it's on my phone. Everywhere I go, I can just answer a question, or I can say, how's everybody doing today? Or I can post a challenge and just be engaged. When I'm engaged in their business, they're more likely to reach up and out and be excited and feel like they're a part of something special. 2 tips in terms of tagging. Tagging has really impacted our business. When you're at a party, take a picture of the party and tag everybody in it. Tag the guests, tag the clients, tag your customers, tag your new distributors, because then their friends see it, and their friends see it. And we have several leaders in the room that came because a mutual friend was tagged. And so I try to use that to brand myself, but then to brand our new distributors, and then also to market too, because you never know who's watching.
That's a great tip. I love that tip, because so many people, it's all about who you know, right? It's not about me knowing Barbara, it's who does Barbara know, and who does the people that Barbara knows, so we keep going like that. That's an awesome tip. So if you tag people with things that you're in, even if they're not in the business, their friends are going to see that, because that's going to show up on their friends' news feeds. I love that tip. So here's a couple things I learned. Set your plan. You know what you're going to do the rest of this month, set the plan. Launch your business. And relaunch your business. Why can't you relaunch your business every week? Why can't you go out there and be like, have you tried this crazy wrap thing, and put it out there, launch your business. Be consistent to create the following that, you're an It Works expert, and that all of a sudden you're giving good value to people, whether it be recipes or whatever, and that kind of takes me in here to watch your post. If you put something out there that you think is great, but all of a sudden nobody comments, nobody likes, hey, don't do it again. Success leaves clues. If something works, do it again. If something works really good, continue to do it again, and continue to get better with it, and then keep doing what works. And I love that tagging tip on getting that out there. So everybody, let's give them a big hand. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Brandon and Denise Walsh, Barbara Boulder, Shelby Bowman.
Mike.
Hi, Mark.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I knew you were introducing this next guy, but I want to come out here with you and introduce this guy. So go ahead and start it the way you were, and then let me add on.
Well, he's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's a really big guy. And he's not only tall and big, but he's got a huge heart. And he's got a big brain because he's really smart. And what I love, we said something last night, we joked about it a little bit at Leadership Council dinners, that we're on this track right now of a lot of growth. Would you guys agree? Right? The business is growing. What Mark said, it's like 2-a-days in the summertime, but when you look at from a marketing angle, purely marketing, what you are out there doing, we've got the best foundational tools. But some of the things that all these other companies out there have, from mobile apps to customer referral programs and all this other stuff, when they were hitting the same numbers that It Works is hitting this year, they were firing on 100% cylinders. You guys have been doing this when the company's about 50% from a marketing angle. So by, our Chief Information Officer Chris Burns and the team that he's been able to assemble and that the company's been behind, it's just going to take us to another level.
Chris was promoted this last year to Chief Information Officer, C-level, and tremendous team. And you know, I love all my team. We got a great team, but Chris is an invaluable member of that. Put together a tremendous group of people to bring this software to us. And you know, they started, I don't know, a year ago positioning, and of course the last few weeks you've seen it just come together. And I'm excited to see his presentation, but I want you to know that they weren't getting much sleep. I mean, they were up Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I mean, Chris was sleeping at the office, and it was a couple hours. And then I had really asked him to come out here to be here at Diamond Days. And, you know, yesterday they were in the trenches and really working, and he got on a red eye and came out here just to be here for this. And I just really appreciate that. I think as our leaders of the company, as Chris comes out here, I just really like to give him an ovation of how much we really appreciate what he's doing, what the team's doing, and what it's going to do for you for the future. So, Mike, bring the big guy out here.
Let's give it up, everybody on your feet. Let's do something. Let's get a little clap going. Come on, let's get it. Chief Information Officer, Chris Burns!
Thank you. Wow. This is, I like these crowds. This reminds me back of the day when, this is probably 2 or 3 times more than an actual big convention. So, before I go over a few slides, I just want to get a show of hands. How many of you have been here since the beginning of It Works in the early 2000s? How many? Wow. Very few hands. Good. Not good, but good. How about 2008? Any hands again here? 2008? We got a couple. Okay. How about 2011? Okay. So you guys, more than anyone else, knowing, in case you didn't notice, this past weekend we went through a software migration. And in fact, it was actually the 3rd one in the company's history. So those of you who have not been here since the beginning, those of you who have been here since 2008, not so much, but 2011 you guys went through some pain points with us then, and we went through a couple this past weekend. But what I want to give you that is there's 3 of those that are behind our belts, and some of you guys, and some of the comments and questions are why now? Well, there's really no good time to do a software migration. You could pick any day of the year, any day of the month, you could do it anytime, unless everyone in the world is sleeping for 2 days, which is kind of what it took us to do that. That's the only time you could do software migration and not affect anyone. You know, Mark challenged us about a year ago as he talked about our corporate vision internally, about our strategy, international strategy, local strategy, marketing strategy, and the first thing I did was notice gaps. You know, all this infrastructure we need behind Mark's vision and the company's vision to support that. And that handcuffed us for the past couple of years. You know, we wanted to partner with software partners and other partners in the industry to help facilitate what we wanted to do. So when we come up against those constraints, we had to do something about it. And just like Mark states and he quotes a famous person, we want to do it our way. So we embarked upon that, like I said, about a year ago, and we set that first stone to that strong new foundation this past weekend. So I'm very proud of that accomplishment. So just before I go ahead and, as I was reflecting on this next part before I hit a couple of slides, I come up with an analogy of a picture of what software migration is. Since most of the crowd is women and our industry is women, to me software migration is like having a baby. Honestly, I think when I put the team ago, we started 9 months ago, and I think this is God's way, partially, of letting you know how it feels. Go through a software migration, doesn't mean not even come close, but this past weekend was something like that. So the process is like this. You're going to go into labor. You don't know how long it's going to be. It's going to be painful. And in the end, you're going to have a baby. You can't give that baby back. And no matter what, you're going to continue to start to love that baby. So introducing a little bit our new baby, the software solutions. You've probably, as you notice, you've logged in, you've seen some changes. I want to talk about a couple of slides on the eSuite, Replicator website, a little customer portal, and customer service portal. Next slide. I almost was able to go ahead and do a mic, cards, and a PowerPoint advancer, but I couldn't quite get to it. Next slide, please. So just briefly, you know, although it may not seem like some of these happen these first few days as the system settles, the foundation is there for improvements to system speed and reliability, a simplified enrollment process, including a quick entry through your eSuite, enhancement to the shopping experience, additional eSuite functionality to help manage your business. Next slide. Better auto shipment management, loyal customer portal, including ticket management if you haven't noticed. They get their own tickets down. Customer service account management suite, and this last one is the most important part, and I bring it back to some of the software solutions we've been in the past, and if we wanted to add a new report, or we wanted to change something on the site, it started to not be a very efficient process to have to wait 3, 4, 5 months to make a change. Believe it or not, as we rolled out here this past week, we've probably made dozens, if not hundreds of changes, very nimble, very quick, so we have that in our hands to be able to do that. Next slide, please. Rank promotion status. How about looking at the distributors who are closest to your promotion? Looking at your volumes, performance overview, recent activity, and earnings. You know, one of the things about here I wanted to talk about just some of the feedback on the rank promotion status. When we rolled out, that was everyone in your particular person enrolled, but it didn't look at who was your the first time rank achievement. So we make a quick change, and all of a sudden, this actually truly is now the first time in your person enrolled that makes their first time achievement rank. So not lifetime, but your first time for that particular distributor. Next slide. Enroll customers. Now, this one was a byproduct of our current system where the replicated websites wasn't real efficient in the ability to go ahead and enroll loyal customers. In fact of the matter is you probably didn't trust going to the website to enroll loyal customers. So that byproduct was really to say, can we do that in our back office? Yes, we have the ability to do it in your back office, but I think now that we have a mechanism to do it in your back office on behalf of your distributors and loyal customers, but also from your replicated websites, so now we have 2 forms to do it in a quick and easy form. Buttons, you know, everyone likes to have real big buttons so you can see them. We want to make it obvious. If you don't like them, ask them, we'll make them bigger. If you don't like the color, we'll change the color. And we get through our settling period, I'll give you the ability to go ahead and change it to whatever color you want. Next slide, please. Data entry. You know, it's talking about simplifying the process. We don't have to go through tens and dozens of pages to make the point. So we have that nimbleness to go ahead and put it there quickly. And it's all from one shop, and your shopping carts are changing based on your market that you're enrolling. Submit your terms and agreements, and you're good from there. So eSuite, quick enhancement, quick enrollments. Next slide. Auto-ship management. Not only in your own auto-ship profiles, where you can go ahead and you can manage them, you have the ability to cancel your auto-ships with a reason at this particular point in time. You can see your downline auto-ships now in various reports. If you want to see your person enrolled, you want to see the entire downline, whether it's all loyal customers, whether they're distributors, when their orders were, when their volume, what their volume is, things of that nature to give you a better pulse of what your team and your team's people are doing. The auto-ship forecast, you know, as it stands right now, it's going to be pretty linear. I mean, when we roll out, we line up all of the auto-ships, so it just goes through about 2 years of auto-ship forecasting. And then over time, those bars kind of start moving in and out as people go ahead and start changing their out-of-ship dates, moving their out-of-ship moving their out-of-ships around from one month to another. So you'll start seeing some trending there, and if you can look to see, well, what might be happening in October 2013? Do we get some numbers that are down, or we got a promotion that's coming up, so why are these numbers up high? So it'll give you the ability to go ahead and see what your organization is doing. New and existing reports. So we've have a couple of new reports, and we'll continue to add them as we get our feedback. One of the things about rolling out a solution like this is we want to know that we have the ability to put what you want out there. Now say we have 1,500 people here tonight. I guarantee you I'll have 1,500 different opinions on what should be out there. I could put all 1,500 reports up there, but you probably wouldn't appreciate that, or you may get confused over that. So this baseline set of reports that are out there, it's very important for you to continue to give your feedback of what works and what you want it to do for your business. One of the cool things here about distributors by location, that gives you an opportunity to see where the density of your downline team is. If you're planning anything for potentially travel, or you want to see where the hotspots are in the world according to your organization, this thing will continue to grow. So, next slide. I talked about this a little bit about your downline auto shipments, and then being able to see who's doing what and where. And nice little things in there. The BV, if it happens to be a template less than 80, we'll highlight it red for you. And then you can go right there and click on their account and see the personal details about that particular account. Next slide. Did you already go? Oh yeah, can't go past this one. This is your leadership level qualification. So when Doug talked about, and Pamela talked about it, do you want your $100 fast starts or do you want your leadership level qualification report? This is going to actually give you in your hands who's going to be actually represented with the $80 dollar sign in front of their face, or the $15 dollar sign down to the $5 dollar sign. So this leadership level qualification report tells you to, I'm not going to say the word is coding, but who is coded to you in order to earn those bonuses off of. So very valuable report. Take time to learn how to use that. Placement changes. One thing you did notice that we did do is we did take off of the enrollment process the ability to change placement at that time. We wanted to simplify the upfront process. A placement for a loyal customer didn't really make sense if they were going to your website to enroll with loyal customer pricing. So we give the ability now into your back office within the time frame allotted to go in and highlight it green very easily to go ahead and change that placement where it's applicable. If they ain't green, they ain't moving. How's that? Same thing with order history and move orders. One of the things about the ability, if you want to move a volume around here a little bit, as long as it's okay with Doug enforces the rules for you guys. But if you wanted to move your any of these order volumes around, we have the ability within that same time frame to go ahead and move that volume as well. But remember, if it ain't green, it ain't moving. Replicated website. The skin of it, the look of it has not changed much, but we did take some time and had a lot of feedback from our VIPs and some sneak peeks to go ahead and talk about simplifying the enrollment process. So it's still in our replicated websites, which look predominantly the same, but notice that the enrollment and the shopping experience is quite different. Simplified data entry. It's menu driven for easier navigation, so you can go back and forth from one page to another and fill out the information as you're enrolling on the replicated websites. The emphasis is on loyal customer savings. Again, if we have someone coming to your website blindly, we want to make sure that they're shopping. There is some retail, it is retail-driven based pricing, but we show them what the value of what they would save. So it's very important to show that value because, as you know, people react to value, and there's a sense of something that's going to be earned to them, then they're going to go ahead and take advantage of that. The cart, one of those things I talked about earlier, a very simple fact that I want to be able, how do I know I have to go move my mouse over top of a picture of a bag in order to see my shopping cart? Very, very obvious. Why in the world do we do that in our old system? Well, we wanted to change that probably a couple of years ago, but we didn't have that opportunity for a multitude of reasons. But Today, we have that ability to put that little shopping cart piece, that little widget, however we want it, and it makes it easy to put it into our hands and do it quickly. Low customer enrollment. Again, we talked about not only distributors easy to enroll, but loyal customers. We again emphasize the value of being a loyal customer, what it means. A couple to 3 pages to get them through the shopping cart and checked out and into their new portal. This is new, again, one of those things that why in the world should I have to, want to, or even need to do everything on behalf of my loyal customer. Well, if the loyal customer is active doing something, they have a management portal now where they can manage their own account, which they could in the past, but they can do a lot more in that portal now. The most important thing now is if they want to manage and they want to go ahead and interact with customer service and submit a ticket. So they have that direct one-on-one with our customer service representation now. That just makes it a lot easier for that single point of contact for your loyal customers to our support staff if we need to. These things you will not see on the public-facing website, but this is, we have a customer service, brand new customer service account management suite. So, we get to see the statistics on you now. So Skeeter back at home office is able to look up your account and just very quickly seeing the notes, all the ticket history on you, whether you're Fast Start qualified, what your personal bonus volume is, your team volume, your recent order history, and on the next page, he has a queue management system. You guys have, and the field has, filled up that ticket queue over this past week. There's lots of tickets out there for us to vet out and to figure out what is the best behind-the-scenes way to make that very efficient. But Skeeter has, and the fact of the matter is our customer service staff has a pulse on what's out there, what's hot, what's trending, where all the tickets coming from, why they're coming from. And it's specifically because of that we're able to go ahead and make some changes and enhancements based on those difficulties that we have. And, that's part of the reason, as we talked about some communications that have gone out, with the settling of a new launch, and with data, there's going to be some of those pains. So putting in a ticket of where, why is this piece missing, or this color blue that should have been red, versus, there's something that I have a loyal customer who can't enroll, there's challenges. So that first few days were critical for us to be able to see what really was going on, what's happening out there. And now we have that capability as things have settled. Now we're seeing some trends, and now we can start being reactive to be able to make those changes very quickly. So kind of in summary, we have new eSuite with added functionality, quick enrollment, new reports, better auto shipment management process, simplified ordering, dashboard reporting, simplified enrollment on the replicated websites, and all the shopping processes. Loyal customer savings are highlighted, and enhancements to the loyal customer's back office. Customer service, they're able to meet your needs on a performance statistic basis. Orders and ticket history. Ticket conversation, we have a kind of a dialogue based on a ticket. Highlight or escalate any urgent requests. Support requests directly from loyal customers. Next. On the horizon, we have a great mobile strategy that's going to be following on the heels of this. And because of this last thing that we just talked about, we've set that foundation. We are quick and we are nimble, so now it's going to be up to you to tell us what you want. Thank you. At this point, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I want to welcome back to the stage Mr. Mike Patillo.
Am I on? There, give it up for Chris Bird! I love that. Here, let me translate everything Chris just said. You will make more money. Period. Now, as the next month, 2 months, 3 months, as we go into 2014, what we look at is, how can we keep things simple, make it faster, and make it more social. If you go simple, fast, social, say that. Go. See, it's simple, right? You can say something real simple. And I think when you start to get into this and they finalize a few things, and all of a sudden change sometimes it freezes people. But there's no question that when you go in and you start looking at this and you understand what it can do, and now being able to have control of that when we want to, create these awesome marketing tools for you guys to be able to go out and make things even simpler, even faster and more social, it's fantastic. So we live in a social world. We live in a world that all of us are looking about what everybody else is doing on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or Pinterest and all this other stuff. And what I think corporately, from our perspective, is we want to engage and be more interactive with you. In probably the next few weeks, you're going to see Mark, Pam, myself, our personal Facebook pages, our personal Facebook accounts. We're going to convert them into pages. So we'll be able to interact more with you guys and with your pages, and you'll be able to interact more with us and be able to, again, be more social. And I think that even when you look at the system that Chris just talked about, the little widgets that are going to continue to be enhanced in that system, it's going to allow you to be more social, to be easier one-click share for people to spend money with you. And when people can spend money with you faster and easier, you make more money. Do you like making more money or less money? More money. More money is a good thing. One thing about making money, you've got to be very transparent. You've got to be vulnerable. And I think social media has really leveled the playing field, so to speak, when it comes to that. And, our social media team at the office is second to none. And, as Mark saw the need to continue expanding that. And, what I like to do, and I think this guy's been on stage before, but I love, getting the opportunity to bring somebody up that, not too long ago, we call him A-Ron. Instead of A-Rod, that little guy from New York. But we've got our own A-Ron. And he, was in, living out west, going through life, and now, today, he's going to be speaking to our diamonds, double diamonds, triple diamonds, presidentials, ambassadors, and black diamonds. So I want you guys to get on your feet. To be social, you got to be social. To be a social media specialist where it works, you got to smile all the time, and this guy definitely does it. So, social media specialist, Aaron Darrow! All right. Look at that. Is that a social face or what? All right, take it away, guys.
What's up, Diamonds and Up? How y'all doing? All right, I just want to give you an update on our social platforms. Facebook's doing awesome. Over 173,000 followers right now, which is incredible. We just went over 100,000 earlier this year. We're going to go over 200,000 later this year, which is incredible. Thank y'all so much for sharing and liking and commenting. Y'all are just creating an awesome community on Facebook. We're in the process of revamping our Pinterest and our YouTube. YouTube's starting to look great. We're getting more videos on there. Did y'all see the Bachelorette video? Stuff like that, it's incredible. It's going to be so fun the rest of the year. We're having a lot of fun on Instagram. We're getting more followers every day. Having so much fun posting on there. I want to ask you, how many of you were introduced to It Works through social media? Raise your hand.
Wow.
That's incredible. That's so cool. We really want you to think of social media as a new form or another form of blitzing. Not to replace blitzing, but just another form of it to grow your business. And we want you as Diamond and Up leaders to lead the way for all of your downline on our social platforms. And we want it to be a safe place for potential customers, potential distributors. We want you to stay compliant. And so just for fun, we have a few do's and don'ts that we want to do.
That's my
for
cue.
you. And so here's our do's and don'ts.
You get to be the do guy.
I'm the do guy, he's the don't guy.
Yes.
So, here we go.
You ready?
Well,
We've done this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Turn this way. No, this way.
This way? What?
There you go. Right there.
Oh, okay, this one. Okay. All right, first. Do share your love where it works on social media.
Don't share your dirty laundry. Always keep it positive.
Do comment on our posts and engage with us and each other.
Don't comment on every single person and send them a message and send them a Facebook request and flood them with too much information.
We know some people do that. Do use our graphics for your own page branding. Let us help you sell yourself.
Don't create your own graphics for your own page and branding. We want you to present It Works Global to be your best. And let me throw out one, tattoo yourself. Tattoo yourself this weekend, guys. We got tattoos on. If you got tattoos in the store, you get them for free. That's something you can go a little crazy with and be fun on Facebook. Okay, I'll go back to my don'ts.
Do share the benefits of all our incredible products.
You skipped one.
Did I? Which one?
Don't share non-compliant product claims. We want to stay in business another 12 years.
Now I'm going to skip back up to one I skipped.
Go ahead.
Do share how It Works has changed your life. Don't
self-promote or spam the global page. Go get prospects in your own backyard. Don't sit there and try to get people. And it says some other stuff that they clap, so I'm quitting. You're good. All right.
Do enjoy your income.
Don't post what you make online. Okay? Even if you make a lot of money, you made a lot of money. Show people how you do it, what you can do. Show them the lifestyle, because they're not going to believe what you're making anyway.
Do, and I think this one may be for Cammie, do use hashtags.
Don't use 50 of them. A hashtag is not a sentence. It's not a paragraph. It's a word. Now let me take a second on this. This is important. Hashtags, I almost said, we're in Seattle, I said hash. That's kind of funny. It works, yeah. But a hashtag can be very important for your business. You can actually use those things. Do you guys realize that? They're not just to put out there. All of a sudden, if you hashtag My It Works Reality, like you saw come out there, all of a sudden, you think about the future with all the stuff Chris talked about. When we start using hashtags properly, to where when corporate puts out a hashtag that says hashtag this with your picture, and it's themed, when it's like hashtag blitzing, hashtag leadership starts now, hashtag real results, or whatever it may be, when we all use that of literally hundreds of thousands of people in the company, from a marketing angle, all of a sudden what you don't realize is we're creating these massive libraries of posts, of images, of videos, of each individual topic. So all of a sudden we get this new technology that we have, like Chris talked about. Well, if we've got people hashtagging the before and after pictures the proper way when we put it out there, all of a sudden we can pull that data. And all of a sudden we've got people that are at a party, they're at Maber's house tonight, and somebody just wrapped and they got amazing results, and they used the correct hashtag that literally hundreds of thousands of other people are doing, and we can pull that data and put it into one kind of library for before and afters. You can have real-time people wrapping, hashtag that picture, put it out there, and now it goes out live to the world, so you can have constant, good, updated before and after pictures. So hashtag correctly.
Awesome. Use hashtags. And finally, this is you.
Oh, do. You just had in finally, so I get to do do's now.
We're both going to do do.
Okay. I'm glad tomorrow Mark's up here with you, man. You guys can do nothing. Do go to your Facebook page and share why you love It Works, and follow some of the stuff that the team talked to, or that the leaders talked up here today. Find out what works, do more of that, look what other people are doing that works, and continue to do that.
Do get into conversations with other distributors on social media and build a community together.
You added that one. That was like not on my list. It's really good. Do show everyone the It Works way on social media. So this is important. We joke up here and we're having fun, and we like doing that. But what's important when you're on social media, have fun with it, but don't barrage people with bad information. Don't go negative on people. If somebody does something stupid, don't call them out on Facebook. Call them out on the phone. Make sure we're doing things to build each other as a community, because right now, here's what I can tell you. It Works is on the map. We are a company that every single company in this profession is looking at going, what in the world are they doing? And what the reality is they're going to pick one thing here. They're going to say, oh, it must be the clothes. It must be the leaders. It must be the product. What it is, it's everything put together in this unified fashion. So it's not just one thing. So right now it's important that we unify together, separate ourselves from the masses out there of other companies, and get each other's back. Because one thing you want to do on Facebook is be positive. So continue doing that.
Yes, and finally, do share the life-changing products and opportunity with your entire social network, on your Facebook page, your profile, on our global pages. Interact with each other, interact with customers. We just want it to feel like a good, safe place for everyone that comes to our global platforms. So thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome.
Do give a round of applause for Aaron Taylor! I tell you what, guys, it takes a lot of guts to completely uproot yourself from your life that you're in, drive across the country not knowing what's going on, and join the It Works team and work in the social media department. So he's done a fantastic job, and we just love the growing social media team that we have in It Works. And we're just going to continue expanding, because one thing that we know is that if we keep it simple, we make it fast, we make it social, we know ultimately we all win. And that's what you got to know about It Works. It's got to create what? Revenue, retention, and if it does one of those things, we keep it simple, fast, social. We'll work on this whole duplication concept Pam talked about. One thing I want you to do, I almost said I want you to do, but that would have came out wrong like Aaron did. But one thing I want you to do is get back to your feet real quick. Everybody stand up. This is diamond time. See, we can play around and have a little fun. Tonight's getting ready to get real. So I want you to stretch real quick. High five the person next to you. Say, you look great. Say, do good on social media. Don't do bad. And now what I want you to do, you guys know me by now the last couple of years. Like, I like the chants. I like clapping. I get a little emotional. I get a little motivated. So I want you guys to start clapping. Start clapping. We want to build it up. This is just diamond time. This isn't even boot camp kicked off yet. And I want you guys to go crazy for one of my buddies, one of my boys, our CEO, Mark Middleton.
To be a leader, a diamond and above, one of the fastest growing companies in the world, and you're sitting in that seat right now. Is that amazing? Remember when you felt like it always happens to someone else? No, it's happening to you right now. I mean, give it up to the person next to you and say, you're in the right place at the right time. Right now, at the right place. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah.
I was back there laughing because Aaron and Brittany sat me down to explain I could no longer do hashtag sentences. And, you know, when they tell me something I can't do, you know, you have that, just that part of you, now you're going to do it worse. I mean, they sent a thing out saying, you know, your passwords can't be like one word in your favorite school. So I made my password MSU. Just to prove it wrong. So the rest of the whole week, every time I would talk to Aaron or Brittany, I would go hashtag, I think we should do it my way, or don't do it. Hashtag, congratulations to the field for doing a tremendous job, and I'm very proud of you. And I think they've just given up on Pam and I, because Pam and I both, I saw today, Pam, they were saying hashtag my It Works reality. And they were upset because you and I keep putting hashtag It Works reality. So, hey, if you mess up, you get to join Pam and I, and that's not bad company right there. So, all right. Hey, I get to talk to you a little bit about the journey here. You know, we're on a journey, and a lot of you got in, whatever reason, you got into the company. You know, I remember when I first got into this industry, My goal is $500. Cindy and I were teaching, coaching, staying home with the kids. Cindy was, and we need $500 extra just to make ends meet. And this industry gave us a vehicle that you could dream big. You know, and we did the same thing, a lot of you. We put our toe in real slow, and we wanted to test the water. We didn't tell too many people what we wanted to do in case it didn't work out for us. And yet, with the company we were with, we were able to go full-time, quit teaching, quit coaching, go financially free, change our life. And, you know, I read the other day, true entrepreneurs are those that take risk without a safety net. And a lot of us jumped in this company and just went to work, and we had no safety net. We just were hoping it was working. And now today, you're a diamond and above. And that's amazing to me, and I want to applaud you for doing that. We're in the people business. You know, there's days where you don't want to be in the people business, but we're in the people business. And, you know, one of the biggest parts of what we do is to connect with people. And, you know, one of the things I really wanted to talk about is how to make deeper connections with your team and with your customers. I forgot the clicker. Are you going to click for me? Okay. You know, to reach your full potential in this, we've got to discover a few things here. We've got to discover a few things that will help us build our business bigger. I thought we were being cool, like you were like, do this, and we're on. And so I was just kind of giving you the, hey, thanks. Thank you, Vanna. You know, number one is you got to know your why. What makes you stretch? You know, we're willing to stretch. You know, I still got mine on, stretch yourself. But you got to know what you're stretching for. You know, sometimes I think it's important to just close your eyes and just kind of be able to visualize what is it you're stretching out there for. You know, picture what your why is. You've got to be clear here to what that why is. You got to know where you're headed. You know, is it you first got in and you're like, Mark, I just want a vacation. I remember Cindy and I, we want to take a vacation without our kids. And that was our why. We were so excited. We went to Hawaii. We're high-fiving and we're like, this is awesome. But you've got to know this. Is it you and your spouse at home with the kids? Is it new house? Maybe it's a house paid off. Maybe it's being debt-free. Again, you got to be able to visualize that and stretch out there for what your why is. You know, how are you living right now? You know, are you happy where you're at? If not, that's got to become that why. What you want, you got to be clear on what you're stretching for. Now, that's your why. The next one is your passions. You know, what brings tears to your eyes? Now, we talked about planting your flag. And we talked about planting your flag here at It Works. Claiming your spot in our family. Everyone in here is a diamond or above. You're in the leadership. You're an elite group that has the potential and the chance. You know, it wasn't a lottery here. You worked for it. You know, I said earlier that when I read that, it was like, wow, that's really me. I mean, it's not how high your IQ is. It's how high your grit is. That grit of, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it done. How many this month, when the odds seemed tough, said, I'm getting the good bonus, and I'm getting a diamond, and I'm going to be a diamond time? Where are you? You know, and then it's surrounding yourself with people who stand for something. Why I love coming to boot camps is, one, I feel like it's a family reunion, and two, it's because it's like-minded people. It's people that's saying, you know what, I'm not going to sit around and complain about it. I'm going to go and do something about it. I'm going to take care of this. You know, I got family like this. How many else have family that sit around and just complain all the time? You go to something and they're going, government's terrible, people are terrible, people I work with are terrible. You know, wherever I go, it's terrible. I'm like, well, it's because you go with yourself. And yet, you say, I got an opportunity here to help, and they're like, oh no, you know, too good for that. Nope, that never works. Nope, they're not. And yet what they're doing isn't working. So you got to know, you're going to plant your flag, and then when you plant that flag, when I say what's your passions, to me there's a couple kinds of passions. One is what brings tears to your eyes. And first it can be the bad. You know, I think some of us in this room, you've told me your stories, and it brings tears to my eyes. You know, you're not in the house you want to be living in. Or the kids aren't in the school where you want them to be. Or you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in. And you'll tell me your circumstances, and it brings tears to your eyes. And now that you're diamond and above, you've got people coming to you and telling you these same stories. And I think one of the strongest things about our company is you get to help those people now. You get to listen to that and say, I got a vehicle for you. You know, you think about in here, your team right now, a lot of you have found passions you didn't know you had. It was helping people. It's a passion of helping people with low self-esteem. You know, they come in and go, I don't know if I can do this. And you see it in them before they do. And you lend them your passion, and you lend them your confidence in them until they can build it up themselves. You know, that brings tears to my eye. That is exciting. That touches you. You know, there's things out there in the world you don't think's fair, and before there's nothing you could do about it. Where now, you get to. You get to say, come on, let's do this. Or as a team, you know, tomorrow's our Give Back Day. And I'm really excited. You know, we got a 5K going back in Florida and supporting a couple groups. I think we're going to video them in the morning. Get to see they're getting up a lot earlier than us tomorrow and doing the 5K. We got something we're going to do here that I think is a lot of fun. We already started with our leadership last night and leadership council, and I'm excited about that, how we can touch lives. It works, can change the world. You know, it works. You say those things when we were first starting, there was just 4 or 5 of us, you know, it's kind of hard to believe that. But, you know, I was thinking last week, you know, we paid out over 60,000 people got paychecks from us last month, commissions. And I was thinking, what if we had a foundation and we all just put $1 in it? $1. That'd be $60,000 a month that we could help different organizations and help people. You know, we could put a little bit aside each month, and when something bad happens out there, you know, a tornado or tidal wave or something happens, man, we could be sending water and food and kids supplies, and it works people show up and help them. Whether they're black, green, and bling, help them. You know, we got a chance to do some really big things right now. You know, those are things that can bring a tear to your eye. You know, just seeing people that before didn't have the confidence and now they're confident. Seeing people that thought it was impossible and now it's like, that's possible. You know, I was with the Leadership Council last night. I was so proud of them. You know, we're meeting and discussing the end of this year and where we're headed, kind of the game plan. We'll be talking about that a little bit tomorrow. But, you know, we put this plan together this year. We're doing things that are not natural. We're kind of spoiling you because you're starting to realize that we're making the impossible possible. I mean, who goes from 45 million in sales to 200 million in sales in this economy? That was last year. And now this year, you know, we'll be at $500 million. I mean, who does that? We do. And we get to be right in the midst of that every one of you sitting here, you know, we've got our plan for next year. And, you know, I said, come on, guys, no excuses summer. Let's fight through summer. and we'll do things other companies don't do, and you did that. You promoted, you grew your business. Now we're going into the fall where naturally kids are back in school, and now people are going, you know what, kids are back in school and we need more. What's that thing you're doing? And you've already built momentum, and you've got a team out there, and it's not just you building, it's your team. You wouldn't be a diamond or above if you didn't have a team out there now, and you've got momentum. And we're going to take that into the end of this year and really explode this business. And then we're going to go into Freedom 2014, which we'll talk about tomorrow. And we're going to take this company to I like that. I like it. You know what that means? If we take this company to a whole nother level, it means your commissions are going to go to a whole nother level. How many truly believe that? That's what's powerful. I'm sitting there with the Leadership Council, and we're looking, I'm watching, and I'm looking at them 3 years ago, what their income was at the beginning of the year, 2 years ago, this last year, and I know what they're going to do coming into this new year. And every one of you are sitting in a seat that you have the potential right here that if you say it's your time, that you can make this happen. See, here's probably the most important thing that we give people out there in the world today. They don't have to live in their circumstances. They can live in the It Works vision that you give them. Now think about that. You meet someone and they go, I can't find a job. You don't have to live in that circumstance. We're going to show you a boom and how you get to diamond and double diamond and look what you can make. And just come with our vision, and you're going to see tears of happiness. You got someone saying, you know, my circumstance today, I'm sick. My health is terrible. There's people in this room right now that I've talked to that are really concerned with their health right now. But you don't have to live in that circumstance because you get to live in the vision of It Works that has great products and a great compensation plan that you can go out there and change your life. How many people have been doing that in that room right now? How many people? I love that. I think we miss that, and yet it's so powerful. We're not living in our circumstances. We're living in our vision of where we're going, and we're going. This VIP section in front of me have been on this journey. That Leadership Council last night, it was really cool. You know, we've got a group now, we've been around each other a while, and we've learned to trust each other. See, you kind of got to build that passion because everybody says good things, but not everybody does it. And we've been together long enough to know if we say it, we're going to do it. And that we got the kind of people like Doug out here with compensation plan and Chris with the software that there may be some bugs. That maybe may come out looking ugly, but we're going to love it up. Were you expecting that from the big guy? That was pretty creative there, but we're going to take that and take this company, and it's how many people's lives we can change and how many people we can give this away to. You know, there's people that you see before they do. They're in a 9-to-5 job that you go, you got so much more potential than this. Or you got people that are saying to you, I want time with my family, I'm never home, or, you know, we'll never have freedom together. And you're like, you see the vision when they're in this circumstance today, but you can see the vision of where we're heading. So you got to know the passions, what brings the tears to your eyes. You know, I challenge you today to write those down, your whys again. What is it you're stretching for? What is it that makes you cry? You know, I think the good cries are the good bonus. You know, you guys are high-fiving, you're excited, you're seeing what that difference each month is going to make to you. Maybe it was hitting that U rank. There was a tremendous amount of celebration going on this last month on all these promotions. You know, these are the passions that you have for the things that you want in your life. You know, I was thinking I'm going to take that over into the next one here, but you know, those passions could be husbands home with their family. How many people I've heard that from this time already? School starting, and they're starting their kids in different schools or new schools because they have a choice. They're spending more time with the people they actually love. Think about that. People are working jobs they don't like, they're working longer hours, more hours, and they're not with people they even enjoy being with. You know, we get to choose that. We get to be with our loved ones. We get to choose who we sponsor, who we work with. This is a crazy business. I don't know why anybody would want to do what we're doing. How many are sitting next to somebody on their team, they're like, I love them to death. All right, now who didn't raise their hand? I want to know who you're sitting by. If you're sitting by your spouse, this is a life-changing adventure. This is the journey. You know, we keep saying your journey is your journey. And it is so true. But what a fun journey. It was a celebration last night. We're in Seattle. I've never been to Seattle. It was a pretty town. I'm loving it. We're hanging out last night and just celebrating some of the promotions together. And, you know, I told Luis, we were talking about, Luis, look what we've created. Your products, our company, what we put together. Looking at the street today, all the black, green, and bling that was out there. It's historic what we're doing. You got in this to change your life. And all of a sudden, you're a part of something so much bigger. Luis and I were sitting off to the side last night, at the end of the night, watching people have fun, and said, this has gotten so much bigger than any one of us. And now it's about our teams, and it's about the families out there. You know, let's talk about the booms. You got your whys, your passions, and then it's the booms. This is my favorite part. You know, big moments that make you come alive. I mean, I love standing up here and being able to say, if the world says you can't do something, where it says boom, and watch it happen. I was watching Shelby up here. You know, I got excited. I remember meeting Shelby at a green carpet for the first time. And we're standing over here, and I was talking to her, and she had this little baby, a little newborn baby, and asked her how old she was. At that time, it was, I don't remember, Shelby, it was 19 or 20. And I'm thinking, she's a puppy. And you just went, what? And Pam was on stage and going to introduce. I was over just getting the pictures and smiling. And she was Shelby, and I said, now, where's your husband, Tyson? She goes, oh, he's over in Afghanistan, but he's getting ready to come home. And she says, he doesn't know what I'm making. He doesn't know that I paid the house off. He doesn't know that we're debt-free. Awesome. And I thought, that's a boom. I thought a good boom was I wasn't the one interviewing her that night. It was Pam, because I thought, you know, you can't help but a little tear for that. You know, listening to Darius at the last boot camp, and, you know, here she's at a job that's high profile, your face is everywhere, and as the anchor lady, but she quit to go full-time with It Works because it was important to her to be with her family. Her son was a senior in high school, playing his senior year of football, and she went home from convention last year and said to her son, I'm not going to miss your games this year. I'm going to be there. Those are booms. I mean, how many people in here have a boom that they've already accomplished in this last year that has really changed? Oh, that's awesome. Give me a boom. Boom! You know, for me, I remember when I was teaching, I read every book I could on how to get ahead. You know, I'm teaching and coaching, but I remember watching the movie Cocktails, and Tom Cruise was a bartender or something. The guy would always say, all right, where's the book behind the counter? You know, what are you reading on how to get ahead? That was me. I was dreaming of owning a business. When this industry came, and I could dream going, wow, what if we pay off our house? What if we had the freedom to travel when we wanted to? What if you didn't have to? I had to answer the bell. Not only did I go through school, but then I became a teacher, so I still had to answer the bell at 8 o'clock every morning. I'm not a morning person. I mean, you could set your clock to 7:58. I would come flying in the back door like one of the kids and try to stand there by the principal and act like I'd been there for a half hour. I didn't have to do that anymore. I didn't get up to the alarm clock anymore. I got up when I was done sleeping. It was an amazing thing. That was a boom. Yeah. You know, and then the Inc. 500 this year. You know? I got the low meters there. So, but that was a boom. That's because what we did as a team. And we're not done. When I challenge you to keep redreaming, it's because we got a lot of plans over here. And if you're going to keep up with us, you're going to need some dreams that you're accomplishing, because we don't want to be standing up here going boom and you're like, wish I'd gone with them. Look at the journey they're on. We want you guys like this going boom. This is my company. This is my freedom. This is my life. I know my why and I'm stretching for it. I know what my passion is, what makes me cry. And I'm ready for the booms. And I think every one of you, the challenge I want for you is just your own journey. Some of you are sprinting. You hear, hey, 8 months they went ambassador. Some of you are kind of limping. You've been tripped a little bit. You're a little bruised up. But you're keeping going forward. You're keeping going forward. You got a high scale on the grit meter. You got this thing that says, I won't quit. And this is my time, and I'm going to stand up there with my boom, and my family's going to look at me and say, thanks. Thanks for just keeping in the journey. Thanks for staying going. Thanks for setting the example. I've seen so many things on Facebook in the last few weeks where someone says they went to school and their little one told someone else, my mom or my dad's a rap person. And we get to do anything we want. We go on vacations and do things we want, and she's the greatest. I mean, what a thing to hear from your kids is you're there for them, and that's your boom. So leave here today, challenge you. Know your why. Know what you're stretching for. Know your passion. A lot of you didn't know for sure what it was when you started with us. And now you know what really fills you up. What really, as you're working with your team and helping them, it's not just about you. It's helping that team and the people. And, if you hold something really tight, it's hard to get anything. But the more you give, the more you're like this, then it's easy to receive. And we all gotta be like this. We gotta be giving. And as you're giving, you're gonna get back. And you're gonna give, and you're gonna get back. And what I said earlier, the more that we bless others, the more you're gonna be a blessing. And it just works that way. And it makes life grand. It makes life a boom. And I want us to really not be afraid in this room to have big dreams, to have big booms. Let your passions guide your choices. Keep your why in front of you. And if you do that, this is just the beginning of your journey. Getting to Diamond was not your destination. Getting to Diamond was just the start of a journey that's starting to go to a whole nother level. You're going to go out there with your teams, those that wish they were in here at Diamond Days that couldn't be, and you're going to help them. You're going to leave here this weekend and help them on their journey. And the more people you help, the more your business is going to grow. So excited for you, excited that you're here. Tonight's going to be fun. We got a lot of stuff going on up here. We're trying something we haven't done before. Tomorrow's going to be exciting. We got something we haven't done before with Luis and Pam. I'm really excited. Their section tomorrow. And then we're going to lay out the game plan. I'm calling it one more. We're in the fall right now. We're getting ready to finish the year. And we got one more. So after tomorrow, you know what that means. How many got your bandanas there? All right. Those aren't bandanas. What those are, anybody from Pittsburgh? All right. Pittsburgh, they got their terrible towels. Everybody has their rally cry. Well, this is our rally rag. And we're taking our business to another level. One more time, one more time, one more time. And we're going to help people out there realize their potential, and we can help them too. So stand up with me. The world says you couldn't get the leadership. The world says not you, someone else it'll happen to. But you and It Works said,
Boom! The world says your income can't keep growing like that. That's just not right. You can't pay off all your debt and be debt free, but you're saying for your life and for you, and it works, says, we're going to leave this room. We'll come back here at 7. This room's going to be packed tonight. Close to 3,000 people in here. And I tell you, they would love to sit where you're sitting right now. They would love to have that license to make money, which is called Diamond and Above. I want to encourage you to use that license. Leave here this weekend determined. Leave here knowing that your grit IQ is way up here. And that there's nothing that's going to stop you. Nothing that's going to keep you from accomplishing what it is that you want to. I am so proud of each and every one of you. I'm so proud you're on our team. So proud that we can call you a teammate. I want you to high five at least 3 people as you're leaving and say, we're in the right place at the right time. And let's end with one.